showtime. What's up, brother?
What's up, my brother? What's good with you, man? What's good with you? What's good with you? What's good? What's good?
I've been up since 5 a.m. this morning. And tomorrow I'm gonna be up at 4 a.m.
Yikes! Yeah, I remember those days, brother. I remember those days.
That's what happens with all these shows. Oh, and also I'm lining up interviews left and right. People trying to get me to be their engineer and operator. So a lot of these opportunities continue to line up for themselves. So it's pretty. That's what happens when you're good at what you do.
Yes, sir. Yes,
like
sir.
I like to be humble for most of the time, but I'm a brag. I'm one of the best at what I do.
Come on now. Talk your ish.
I understand why some people want to book yours truly whenever they can. Your boy is up there as one of the greats.
Come on now.
Greats. Whether it's audio, visual, editing. Hell, you see in the editing. Like I be cooking. Most of the stuff I be going off the dome.
Come on now.
So it's like I eat greatness. I sleep so that I can wake up great. I flex on these hoes and I do it again.
Come on.
To quote Roman Reigns from that WWE Legends thing, he said, "Man, I'm just a young man that's addicted to greatness." That's all it is. It's quote Carmelo Hayes. That's all it is. That's all it's gonna be. Well, what's up with you, man? Before we get started.
Man, speaking of new opportunities, definitely just got a new opportunity myself, dog. Shout out to Dream Touring. I can officially say that I am with a company that is specializing in basically indie artists and basically setting up their tours and setting them up. Basically, anybody, if you listening or you know an indie artist that's dope with it and they on the come up and they need some help with their touring, come holla at your boy. I'm a part of the sales team. We specialize in basically doing the dirty work for you. You feel
Let's
me?
Celebrate this done.
Come on. Thank you. Listen. It's been a long time coming. Like my boy Gresh, as y'all know, I don't talk about myself as much, but
I will talk about you though. You don't talk about yourself as much, but I will.
But see, that's what we here for. We hype each other up. You feel me? Because I talk about you. You feel me?
I will. That's what I do. I don't care. Dwayne likes to be. I'm gonna be humble, man. Not me. I will hype him up for him.
And that's love, because I appreciate that for real, dog. Shout out to you.
I don't care if he like, bro, just stop. Man, shut up.
Shout out to you. Shout out to DJ. Shout out to my cousin Janine. All y'all out there that be hyping me, man. I appreciate y'all for real. Bottom of my heart, man. But this is a major opportunity. I'm excited. Not only am I learning a lot from this position already, but again, it just allows me to do what I actually love. This is something I can actually put passion into. So again, to my independent artists out there, if you know an independent artist out there, and I mean somebody dope, all right, somebody that's serious about it too, you feel me? Send them my way. Hit me in the DMs. Let's work. Let's get you on tour, and let's get you in some of these major moments and stages. You feel me? That being said, one more thing I want to share with you, Gress. You'll never guess, dog. I got my first hater online today, dog, when it came to the Life's a Botch podcast.
Welcome to my world, my boy.
Yo, I can't believe it. I'm gonna read this comment. Yeah, I'm gonna expose this individual. I'm going
to my world, boy.
Shout out to this interesting name. This is gonna make you laugh alone. This name, you, Mr. Rubber Chicks. Yeah, you. Yeah, exactly. Someone named Rubber Chicks had the nerve to comment on the latest edition, the latest episode of Life's a Botch. Shout out to OTS Media Co. You can go to YouTube and check it out, or you can check out the individual bits on the Life's a Botch podcast, which is live right now. But peep this. This is what I quote. I read this and I said, wow, I got my first hater. This is what this feels like. So it said, just what we need. Another unfunny Mark talking about wrestling for 2 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, my response to this individual was simply this. Just what we need. An IWC ignorant with no life adding the stats. Thanks for the comment, bud. And all he could do was reply with an LOL. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, consider himself
before we officially start this today's show. All I can say to the
come on,
who's really I guess you can say the loser in this scenario, the one who actually watches my entire 2-hour episode, or me who's literally just vibing with my friends, talking what I am interested in.
Exactly.
And I move on with my day. Really?
Dog.
But then you got the name Rubber Chicks.
Yeah. Imagine me to read that username and take that person seriously. I'm like, bro, really? Really, dog? With a name like that, I'm supposed to take you serious.
Rubber Chicks?
Mm-hmm. I was like, hey, man, thanks for the stat. Thank you. Thank you for the stat.
We supposed to take Rubber Chicks serious. Rubber Chicks?
Yeah. Little did he know he was actually going to be a whole live story. So congratulations, sir or ma'am, whatever you are. If you identify as anything, maybe you're they and them. I don't know what you are. Quite frankly, thank you for your trollsmanship and adding to something that you are now live on. Have fun, buddy.
And in closing,
if you're some
man, that never gets old.
Yeah. Rubber Chicks?
Rubber Chicks, bro.
You was a bitch.
Where did they come up with these dumb names? I'll never understand, bro.
And be wanting us real people who functioning with everyday life to take them serious.
Yeah.
Cue the intro.
Let's do it.
Fuck these niggas. Fuck these.
This deserves a no yeet. No yeet.
You's a bitch.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet and make noise for GRESH Unleashed.
Let's go! When the club go around here, I'm the cat. This bang bang gang, I don't owe you jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. GRESH Unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yes, bloodline business. Winning all the gold, look at how they witness. I was taught to be the greatest. 1,000 days I'm running, check out the book of Guinness. Coolin' with the baddies in the baddie section. Guarantee you they ain't jaded. Heal you baby face, I ain't feeling your gimmick. The fans think it's overrated. Brock Lesnar on the beast. Eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase. Bringing content on a daily. Feeling like GRESH Unleashed.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the GRESH Unleashed podcast. This is episode 60 of this podcast, dubbed One Last Call. Joining you as always is the voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, GRESH. And joining me as always is none other than my right-hand man, my partner in them, Mr. Highlight Real. What's good with your family?
Ladies and gents, what's going on? What's going on? Yeet, my brother. You already know what it is, man. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Highlight Real. Right here with my boy GRESH. We live, baby. We having fun on this wonderful Tuesday night.
Oh yeah, you already know. If you don't know already, you always got to pull up to the live feed, because if you're listening in the audio format, we appreciate you. We appreciate you guys always listening to us and giving us your ratings and your downloads. We appreciate you. But if you don't do anything else, if you don't name yourself Rubber Chickens on YouTube and be a bitch, you can join us for a good time, good laugh. We love to celebrate the dubs over here. We love to celebrate and spend the positive vibes, the good vibes. 2024 has been so eventful and fun. But yo, come join us live. It's always a party. We always got something going. But for those of you who are listening to us, we do appreciate you wherever you listen to your podcast. But yo, today is quite the day. But before we get into what we got going on for today's episode, make sure you guys are checking out the Talking This sessions that we've been dropping over the past couple of weeks. The one with Sloan, that was a recent one that we dropped with DJ Derek Myers Jr. of OTS Media Co. Make sure you guys check out that. Make sure you guys check out the main YouTube channel. We got the What If series in WWE 2K23 just wrapped with the final part of the trilogy of the What If the Tribal Chief versus the Past. Make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you guys check out our post show that we did for Elimination Chamber this past weekend. It was a great show. We was up at 5 a.m. Most of us. Some of us. I think we both were. But
we both were.
it was a fun post show that you guys should check out. We waited until later that evening because nobody finna listen to no post show at 8 a.m. when the show went off the air. We had to get some sleep. We had to catch our Z's right here in the States. But yo, it was fun chopping it up with the Life's a Botch crew, with my boy Highlight Reel, as well as the vibrant Ash Benny. Make sure you guys pay attention to Miss Ash Benny because she is the real deal. I said it on social media and I'm gonna say it right here. She is the real deal. She is insightful. She is vibrant to be around. So make sure you guys check out the post show and do just that. But for today, it is dubbed One Last Call because it is the main show for us is to celebrate the career of the legendary icon of professional wrestling, Mr. Sting. Whether you were a fan of him in NWA, WCW, TNA, WWE briefly, and AEW, you know the name Sting. We're not talking about the singer Sting. We're talking about the professional wrestler, the Crow Sting, Joker Sting, whatever, Wolfpack Sting, whatever Sting you remember him as, you know that name, Steve Borden. He is officially retiring this coming Sunday at AEW Revolution. We want to dedicate this episode to him and just spend a segment of the show giving him his flowers as I feel like he deserves. So hopefully you guys stick around with that. Let's check the chat right quick because we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, what's up? Reba's over on YouTube. I came in. He said, I came in when they said be a bitch, and he's like, "Well, I missed." Man, we was just talking about how like getting his first hater on the pre-show. Like I said, if you ain't if you ain't joining us on the live feed, you missing out. Or if you don't join us live, you can always check us out on demand. But yo, it was just him. It was just us joking and laughing at people who think they're talking down on us for being wrestling fans, but it's really like we know how to turn this shit off and we survive without wrestling in our life. But you can't because you hide behind Rubber Chicken, or what is it? Women's
Rubber Chicks. Yeah,
Rubber Chicks.
Let that sink in, people. Yeah, comments if you see that name. Feel free to flame it by all means. Just head to the Life's a Botch podcast. Yeah, it's just all y'all got to do. We live right now. It's connected. Go to OTS Media Co. Check out the latest episode of the Life's a Botch podcast. If you go in the comment section, you'll see this person's name and feel free to mention him and flame him up on that name alone if you like. Either or. Appreciate
Rubber Chicks.
Rubber Chicks, bro.
Hell, you's a bitch. But yo, man, we got a lot going on. But yo, make sure you guys keep it locked on this channel, the main channel, for a lot of stuff because WWE 2K24 is dropping.
Ooh, can't wait, baby. Game getting more and more exciting by the week, boy. I'm like, yo, this finna be different.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, man.
They must have been listening. I hope they do this for the NBA because they sure ain't been listening over there. But it looked like they listening in the WWE.
Oh yeah, I've been avoiding a lot of the what you call it, the early access footage that a lot of the creators like Dink Ops and BDE and Simply Better AM. Shout out to them, by the way, because they've been cooking it all this year. And also shout out to Deontay DDJ. He for those of you who don't know, he suffered a stroke last week or the week before, and he's in recovery. But shout out to him. He's a longtime fan. Supporter. I wouldn't even say fan because he's a creator like Streeler, but he's one of the bros, and he's over there. He stressed himself out. He's in recovery. He's good. He finally sent the post saying he's good. But shout out to him. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I always tell people all the time: make sure you are taking care of yourself first. Do not stress yourself out. Like, I understand this content game; it will stress you out. Like me and you, we have it where we set it up to like at the end of the year. In some part of the beginning of the year, we just do not touch content. We use that as a reset. We refresh ourselves. We do our end of the year awards here on the podcast, and then we just done for the rest of the year. And it's not because we feel like we're like it's like we want to make sure that we are coming to you guys refreshed, rested, and ready to go. Like, I'm already excited for WWE 2K24 is because it's like I'm not burnt out, and it's mainly because it's like. When I was on, when we was closing out on WWE 2K23, I basically set it up to where I didn't release a video every day. It was like every week, every other week, if I'm in town. If I'm not in town, I keep y'all guys active with the podcast as well as the shorts that I would come up with from time to time. But that's the reason why I did that is because it's not taxing on my mental. And I want to make sure that I make sure my mental is straight. But shout out to Deontay. Love you, brother. Hopefully you are good to go when you are back on the content. Do not rush. Do not rush back. In the words of my mama, don't rush and wear yourself out.
Get on it, man.
Because you're gonna regret it later when you get older. Take the time, rest up, and we will still be here because content ain't going nowhere. You need to make sure you don't go nowhere. Rest up.
We need you here.
Need you here. Love you, brother. But WWE 2K24, I went ahead and pre-ordered it. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Man, listen. I'm feeling you, bro, because I'm right there with you, dog. Like, this is one of those moments where now I'm kind of mad I'm not at GameStop anymore. Dang. I could have got that jump for the free. I could have got it for the free.
Got it for the free, bro. I finally got the 5 though. So
wait a minute. Actually, I do still know some managers inside. I might actually ask them, like, hey, bro, if you got a free code, send it to me.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
I'm gonna holler at some of my manager plugs. I may not be with the company no more.
Think smarter, not harder. That's all.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see what's up there. Holler at me at that 2K code.
He's still on the Xbox, but we still gonna be doing the content. Like, that's not gonna stop us.
Shout out to crossplay, ladies and gentlemen.
Crossplay, and honestly, I know where your ass lives, so it's like I will literally just show up to your house.
Likewise, my nigga.
You know where I live, so I will just go to like, hey, bro, let's just load up the game.
Let's make some content.
Let's make some content in the living room and just say fuck it. Set up the mics. The mics in there. Just be like, hey, let's do it. Clean up the living room because I do travel. The living room ain't always clean. Let's just keep it a stack. I gotta clean up. So
come on now.
Oh, cool. Shout out Ciendol.
Hey, what up, Queen? Welcome in, sis. What's happening?
Start watching WWH NXT. Gotta show love to her because she keeps us up to date. Like, if I'm ever out the loop of NXT, she got you covered. Same thing with y'all. Go check her out over on the rest. I want to make sure I got it right. The Wrestling Girls. Them Wrestling Girls. I think so. Help me.
Those wrestling girls.
Those wrestling girls. I knew it was T. I knew it was a T in there somewhere.
Hey, no, sis, real talk. Hey, I need you to do me a favor though. When you hear this, reach out to me in the DMs because I actually need you. I'm trying to get all my ladies to co-host with my co-hostess Ash Benny on Life's a Botch. I'm gonna be stepping away all throughout the month of March, and I'm gonna let the ladies completely take over the show. So I'm looking I got a couple ladies lined up, but holla at me in the DM, Life's a Botch _OTS. Reach out to me so we can get you on the show. 100.
Yeah, he's reliable. I take my work. I put my name on it. I put my name on it.
You know, she know, man. Look, she been in here every week with your boy.
I put my name on it. That's the guy you want to work with. OTS is the people you want to work with. They straight up. They legit. I'm trying to tell y'all. What up, Jump Off on Twitch? What's up with you? Appreciate you for rocking it with your boy. But
What's
yeah,
up, dog?
but yeah, for WWE 2K20, I got some things lined up. I ain't even gonna hold y'all.
Come on.
For this year to release the stress on mine, I am going to step away from the editing full time. I got an editor lined up. He's going to help me out. I got it structured to where we're going to do a lot of, but the only difference is it's going to be a lot of quick videos. So it's not going to be anything like those seasonal videos that I used to do. Those like part 1, part 2, part. It'll probably be the best you'll get out of me is 45-minute to 50-minute videos. Ooh. And the reason why I say that is because I'm not going to be home all the time.
Come on.
I'm literally getting booked like crazy. So it's like I will be home probably sometimes I'll be home a week, sometimes I'll be home a day. So
word.
It varies. So it's like, but I gotta make sure I keep you guys good with the content, and but also not stressing myself out. So I will literally record stuff, send it to him, have him worry about it, send them to me wherever I'm at. I can upload it wherever I am because I always make sure I have high-speed internet. So I will always upload it wherever I'm at. The early access, if you're over on Patreon, patreon.com/GRESH-Digital. We appreciate you guys over there for your continued support over there. But what you most excited about in 2K24?
Man, the match types, the new match types, ones that they brought back.
Ambulance match.
Because we haven't had a casket match since like SmackDown, right? SmackDown
I guess you can count 2K15.
See, I never played
story mode.
2K15.
That was in story mode though. That was like showcase mode. It was like because it was like Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, and they had like they remade the Kane versus Triple H casket match from Raw. That's the last casket match we got.
You know what's funny is I never like the earlier 2Ks. I never played them because like I think I stopped at like 12 or 13, and then I took a break until about like I think 18 or 19, and then that's when I kind of somewhat got back into 2Ks a little bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, you ain't really miss much.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what made me take off. You know what I'm saying? The covers were always cool, but it was just kind of like, But nah, bro, I'm really anxious to see it. And then the Elimination Chamber, given the fact that they got both versions of it, it'd be kind of cool to play the OG version. Which, bro, I meant to ask. I didn't get to ask this when we did our post show, but tell me. Since when in this new version of the chamber? Since when the heck could you not pin people?
They change the rules every year. I'm not even gonna hold you because at one point they did have it where you could pin them outside the ring. That's what I'm saying. They changed the rules so much to the point where it's just like, fuck it, let's vibe.
But why? That was what made the chamber so unique. You could pin.
Listen.
Come on, y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that to the chamber, bro.
Because the fun thing is like you can set it up in the game to where it can be false count anywhere. So that's what I'm like. That's what they did at one point, because I remember when it was actually steel and not the pad on the floor. Facts. Where they DDT'd them on the floor, they actually pinned them, and then that was it. So that's what I'm like. That's what I'm saying. It depends on the year. Just like that's the thing. Just the thing. Like when I'm watching AEW, I'm like, isn't that a DQ? But then it's like I gotta remember that wrestling changes the rules every year. So it's just like I'm like, fuck it, let's vibe. That's literally my motto now, because I'm not finna overthink it. I'm too old.
Facts, bro. Come on now.
I'm too old for that. But yeah, man, WWE 2K24. I'm excited to bring new content, bring new ideas. I'm obviously gonna do the pass and play like I did with Fight Forever and all these other games. And I'm gonna incorporate. I'm gonna expand the pass of play to older games too, and even non-wrestling games, because that's the thing about me. I'm trying to set up my channel to where it's a multi-genre. Like it's mainly wrestling, but I will test the waters to see like, okay, is this hit? This is not hit. Like I'm gonna be testing the waters this year and into next year. So keep it locked, and I will let you know whenever there's a gap, because there will be some gaps between content, because your boy's going to need to reset from time to time, because mental health in my family now matters. Like I'm in the mode of breaking curses and generational curses and all that stuff. So we're making sure that we are good on the mental as far as that. But yeah, I'm excited for 2K24 that drops next week, actually.
Yeah, bro. Crazy.
Early access March 5th, and I think worldwide on 8th or something.
On the 8th. Yeah, on the 8th. That's crazy because I'm not used to it coming out this early, bro. Like I'm so used to like that October time most times. I'm like, bro, what?
I think as soon as they did the reboot, they was just like, yeah, we're we're gonna keep it in March because it makes sense. I was kind of in the hopes that they would make it a bi-yearly thing to where they can just do updates to whatever game is out.
I agree.
But seeing that it's 2K, it's 2K. They want to make their money. They want to make their yearly quota. So,
but this is smart. No, March is smart though. WrestleMania season, you know what I mean? Like the perfect time for
right before Mania too. So it's like, and then you got the I guess the 40 years of WrestleMania, even though it's 21 matches, but 40 years of WrestleMania tribute, which will lead into WrestleMania 40. And I think they got, if you get the 40-year WrestleMania edition, you get like some future DLC on down the line, not right away, but like on down. Like I think they're going to even put in the actual WrestleMania 40 arena in the game. So whatever the arena is in WrestleMania 40, they're going to put it in the game. So there's a lot of stuff that they want to do. So they're listening.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. Did you peep WWE Rivals this week? I know I did.
Yeah, man. I didn't get a chance to watch the full thing. I have to go back and watch it because I think Sunday was a bit of a busy day, but I was able to catch most of what I saw, and I got to go back and finish it after the show. But I was so glad that I got hyped even when they did the trailer for this feud because
for those of you who don't know, it's Triple H versus The Rock from pretty much throughout their entire from the 90s to 2000s. I think they even briefly referenced the tease that they did. I gotta watch it again, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, you talking about that one SmackDown where it was like,
where Dave Meltzer thought that was recent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro, that was so hilarious. Oh man, bro, like yeah, good old Dave, man. But nah, man, I'm just glad it gets more light because I feel like we hear so much about different, like when they did those first couple seasons of rivalries. Think about how many different times we've heard about Stone Cold and The Rock, or
I got tired.
Undertaker and Kane, or I mean, you just name it. It was like we've always heard these same ones over and over and over.
It's the same thing over and over and over. It's like missionary position.
You need that video soundbite in there, brother. So you put that in there. But yeah, get that video soundbite, put that in the clip for future reference. But that's what I'm saying, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt good to actually see a refreshment because Triple H and Rock, man, that was like personally next to Stone Cold and The Rock. That was actually one of my favorite rivalries growing up because, man, I couldn't stand Triple H. I used to always be like, come on, Rock, please beat this fool. Like, and then when he did, I got hyped. But if he didn't and he got screwed, I got pissed. And I'm like, bro, screw Triple H, bro. Like, and I grew to appreciate it over the years, though, looking back at it. Like, they put on a lot of bangers over the years. That ladder match at SummerSlam, still one of my all-time favorite ladder matches, bro. Like, they did that. And yeah, it's just really good to see that they both literally like started around the same time.
As far as like popularity.
Yeah, like just transitioning from, like, as they were saying, the evolution of just like from being the rising stars to the mid-card stars to Triple H evolving to the game and The Rock being
the game.
Yeah. And it's just kind of funny how they just got that chemistry. Triple H, you could argue and say, is like the better like wrestler, depending on how deep you want to go with it. The Rock.
Pre-quad tears, yeah.
Once
he tore his quad, he had to change his style, and he kind of, I wouldn't say he got worse, but he kind of just stopped doing a lot of stuff that he did before.
Facts. He did. And you could see it.
And then when he told the other one, it was just like, yeah, it's over.
Oh yeah. By the time we got to Roman Reigns, Triple H, and Batista at Mania, Triple H, it was like
it's over. This man is just, he just buff in stature, but just not, he's not the same. Like he's moving like a grandpa. He's Papa H, is like, as y'all like to call him. Not me, y'all.
That's why I can't get with a lot of short haircut Triple H matches outside of maybe Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, and that's mainly because of Daniel Bryan. but yeah, dog.
I mean, his match with He Who Should Not Be Named, until we know what that lawsuit is about, was in 2013 was pretty dope at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that for at the time, and
They did
so
have some bangers. And he did first cut the hair. What was it, like the third?
it was after he broke his arm. After he got his arm broke.
Oh, that's right. It was after. Yeah, that's right.
Because they faced each other at SummerSlam, and then I think he went away, and then he came back with a haircut.
That's right. It took so long for me to get used to that, bro.
And it's like, now that I think about it, the reason why he came back was because he who shall not be named broke the hip of the other person that shall not be named.
Go figure. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know this is GRESH Unleashed. Y'all know how we do, man. Y'all know how we do.
Yeah, it's like we want to name them, but at the same time, until we know for sure, like we try to not give praise to even if it's allegations or whatever. We like, he who shall not be named until it's cleared up or not cleared up. But because he who shall not be named is not even in 2K24 anymore.
Huh.
They removed him completely.
I'm not surprised.
His files is in there, but but he's not going to be in the game.
He's literally been
he's been bitten wad.
I was gonna say it like that, but I didn't think he was one to be named either. That's why I was like,
no, he's like, at this point, everybody know how we feel about him. Like it's fuck that nigga. But I'm just saying, I'm like, when you say that, you know exactly what I mean.
Got you, bro. Got you. Okay. But yeah, man, what you think about when you saw it? Like, what stood out to you from what you were just like, wow, I didn't know that.
I like how Triple H was like, this might be my selective memory, but I don't think I gave Rock that much flack coming up. Like, my nigga, we lying now?
Like, bro, do I need to roll the tape on you, H? Like bro.
Y'all did a whole ass interview, like, bro. And then what cracked me up was he was talking about like, The Rock, you say know your role. Well, when you mess with us, it shut your hole. I said, bro, that is not a bar. That is not a bar.
Yeah.
But that was 1997, so anything they said back then made everybody pop. But in retrospect, that shit was ass. and in retrospect, The Rock cooked that man every single week. It don't matter if he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley. It don't matter if he was the Game or the McMahon Helmsley. Like, that brother was getting cooked by The Rock every single day, to the point where I feel like Triple H was trying to hold himself from laughing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much he was getting cooked. And I'm like, bro, this is hilarious to me.
Nah, yeah, he totally, and he knew it. Like you said, he knew it. But that's why I say that's why they made such a perfect fit, because it was like Triple H being the better wrestler, The Rock, they didn't they, sis? I forgot about that. They sure did give a spot to Punk.
Oh yeah, because we didn't even talk about that on the 2K22 talk. We'll talk about it in a little bit. And I'll just insert it or whatever. You know how we do with these shows. But yeah, with this one, yeah, Triple H versus The Rock, it's like, it just showed me that I feel like Triple H was more so the underrated worker in the Attitude Era, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you can blame it on people just hating on the man because he was a good heel, or because he married the boss's daughter or whatever. Mm-hmm. But if you actually pay attention to the work rate, he pretty much carried his weight just like everybody else. He had a chip on his shoulder. Oh, with the whole curtain call thing. So he was just like obsessed with not being anything less than the best. And that was a great time. And then even when he came back from the quad, and I think they had a few matches even after his injury. And I'm like, some of that was, they actually cooked with that. So I appreciate that for what it was. But yeah, I like, this was a good documentary in my opinion. Like, I know some stuff they probably breezed over because, hey, you're not going to put a lot of stuff in the limelight. Oh, so facts. That was good for what it was.
Yeah, man. They shout out to them, man. I got to look at the list and the lineups of what they got coming up with some of the rivalries, because I want to see what other ones that they catch. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, yo.
He was capping. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. YouTube, like, we literally, like, bro, the internet is forever. You capping.
Yeah.
Y'all made that man life miserable.
Yeah, you cannot hide any of that, bro. Let's not even forget about the blackface situation with DX, y'all. Like,
and apparently they was laughing at it. I'm like, bro, ain't one shit funny to me.
No, the only thing I laughed at that's actually still kind of funny was just the guy good at the impersonations that did Owen Hart. because he hit that on like spot on.
Who was it?
Jason Sensation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He still to this day, y'all, he does them impressions, and he is spot on with almost just about every wrestler he can impersonate. It's crazy, dog.
I didn't even know who. For some reason, I thought that was. I don't know why I thought that was what you call it, Harvey Wippleman.
No. The nose probably made you think that, but
I thought that was who that was. I was like, that ain't Harvey?
No, yeah, his name was Jason Sensation, and I mainly knew it because I used to have this rock VHS tape. What was it? I forgot the name of it, but it was like I used to watch that thing faithfully, bro. And I remember they talked about that segment, and they would show Jason Sensation. You know, what up, dog? What's up with you, man? I tried, dog. You know, when you with Gresh, you got to be intelligent. You feel me? So you know, shout out to y'all. You feel me?
Yeah, we both do our homework.
You know,
I just didn't know that, and we basically, and it's like there's no there's no argument there. It's like, oh, I didn't know that, and it's like, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm, yeah, no, he trust me, he get me on stuff. I'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, or man, I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what we do. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Well, that's all we got on that. Did you peep that Orton joint?
The Orton joint. Okay.
It was a Legends. Basically, they basically took clips from his DVDs over the years.
Yeah.
And then they remixed it with modern interviews post back surgery.
Yeah, like they do with most of these documentaries. That's the only thing about that. When I found out that secret back in the day, it kind of turned me off from the documentaries a bit, because it's like y'all just chopping up stuff we remember from back in the day, put some new stuff in there and make it seem like it's something new. We're like, bro, come on. You know, that's the problem with being like, you know, having producer eyes like we do, bro. When you can edit.
Yeah, like when you see stuff behind the scenes, you're like, wait, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Mm-hmm. I've seen that.
You can tell they're reading the cue cards, and you're like,
you be like, nah, hold on. that little white boy mean, wait a minute.
I got to go back and watch Orton's. I was hyped to see Orton get his. Shame on you, by the way, 2K. I laughed at the 2K rating they gave him, and shout out to Greg for just being so hilarious with these.
Greg, was it Greg Miller?
Greg Miller, yeah,
he's way better than that guy that he got in 2K22. What was his name? Ronnie something?
Ronnie, yeah.
Ronnie 2K?
2K,
way better.
Way better, bro. Way better. The way he would just like play off each wrestler's character. I love how Orton was just like, well, you know, in the past I've been like 88 or 89 or this and that, you know, so it depends. So when he revealed his rating and it was 91, he's like, how you feel about that? And he's like, well, let's see. He was like, well, what's John Cena? And he's like, John Cena's like like 95, 96. It's just like, see, I don't like the rating. Because he's like, I got the same exact accolades, bro. Respect this man. 2K, what are y'all doing? This man is art. Anybody like Orton?
Respect me, nigga.
Like, seriously. John Cena, y'all remember, okay, you saw the press conference, right, in Australia. So you saw when Orton came out there, and what did that man do? Because I meant to talk about that when he was like, I'm not going Hollywood. Letting them know. That's what I'm talking about. He's like, hey man, I'm not going Hollywood. You're not gonna see me out there in Hollywood just directing, you know, and doing little scenes. No, I'm here. I'm here. And I'm like, bro, this man's still putting on matches, still wrestling for the people. Get that man.
Had me thinking he broke his back in the Elimination Chamber. He's still good.
He's still good. Give this man a full 95 and up.
And that's the thing. I don't understand these ratings for 2K.
Me either. Some people I do understand, like Karrion Kross being a 75. I was like, oh yeah, that's accurate.
But Bobby Lashley being an 89 and Logan Paul being a 90, it's like, I want to punch you in the throat.
The only thing, well, you're right. Because Logan Paul ain't won the WWE Championship twice. Just saying.
Yeah, but then again, it's like when they told me that I could just change the rating myself, I'm like, I don't really.
Oh, they gave us that feature, really?
Yeah, they gave us that feature. 2K20 actually, 19. Like it's been a thing for a while. It's just people just make it a big deal because some people, I guess, they make it a big deal because this is how 2K themselves view this wrestler. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
that's the reason why they make it. But as far as like the final product, when the game is here, I can change Logan Paul to a 75 that he deserves. I could change Bobby Lashley to a 92. I could change Randy Orton to a 92, 94 if we want to be real. And I could change I could change Karrion Kross to a 50.
Not a 50, bro. Good God. Y'all hear this, man? Y'all, hey, that boy said I can put Karrion Kross. Hey, I want y'all to comment. What would you rate Karrion Kross realistically right now? Is he a 75 or lower to y'all? What are y'all giving Karrion Kross right now? Comment what y'all rating Karrion Kross right now.
And while y'all comment that, we're gonna talk about this season pass that they announced on Raw. This is the list of DLC post-launch DLC we getting for WWE 2K23. So they got it broken down into I think five DLC packs. So we got for ECW. We got the ECW Punk pack. That's going to be the one that's featuring CM Punk, the return of CM Punk to 2K for the first time since 2K15. So that's the last time he's been in these games. But it's going to be CM Punk, the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon, no Spike, Sandman, and Terry Funk. With my faction content, ECW Paul Heyman GM, not GM, a manager card, superstar cards. And then for DLC 2 is going to be Post Malone and Friends pack. So we give him a Post Malone DLC.
You know what? I wouldn't mind beating up on Post Malone. Why the heck not? Because I was about to say, I slick was about to say, what the heck has this fool ever done?
I mean, they did the same thing with MGK.
True.
And Bad Bunny. So it's like,
but see, Bad Bunny, he deserved it. You know what I'm saying? He had his matches.
But I'm just saying, it's like they've done celebrities before in the old OG 2K. Like, remember the dude from Limp Bizkit?
Fred Durst.
Durst. Yeah, he was in there one more.
I think that was a licensing thing just so they could put Roland in there.
Yeah.
So
they were, but yeah, for this DLC is going to be June. So basically, the first DLC I just mentioned will be released May 15th. So you're going to have a gap between the release date and then the actual first DLC. I guess they give them time to tune up and all that stuff.
Sure.
The DLC 2, Post Malone and Friends, will release June 26th. Post Malone, Sensational Sherry, Mosh and Thrasher. I think those are the headbangers, right?
Yeah, headbangers.
Honky Tonk Man, boo. And Jimmy Hart as a manager, but they put the Honky Tonk Man in.
Hey, man. You know what?
Why don't you honky tonk your ass off a bridge, brother? Why don't you get on this fucking show? How about that? You like that? Get out of here!
How about you honky tonk your ass up out of here, man?
Please tell me that came from the fact that they was watching Royal Rumble 2001 with my boy Kane just straight yank that fool right out. Because I can watch that.
Your ass up out of here, brother.
I could watch that over and over and over and over and never not laugh, bro. I've rewind that one part at least 50. Top 5 Royal Rumble.
But nah, before we reveal what the chat said they were rate Karrion Kross.
Okay. People
online didn't know who Sensational Sherry was.
I saw that, bro.
I said, y'all are children on here. Get off my timeline. Get away from me, you bitch.
It's okay, dog, because we got them when we get into our break segment. Don't worry, we got them.
But still, God damn it. How old are you?
Do your research, youngin. Do your research.
How old are you?
Do your homework. Do your homework. That's like asking who is Charles Barkley.
You know they're gonna ask who that is.
Or who is Lisa Leslie from my lady?
You know they're gonna ask who that is.
Hey man, if they do, they don't need to be in the business.
Who is like?
Just saying. Hey.
Wow. You fucker, suck, man. You piece of shit. You fucking.
like that was me the entire time when people be acting like they don't know. Like, huh?
Yeah. I know, bro. That's
like rest in peace to Ole Anderson. I saw someone on the timeline. I was like, who was that? We are losing receipts.
It's a doggone shame when we go that far back in our wrestling history and people.
We are losing receipts. How you?
Like, bro, we know people that wasn't even from the era that we were a part of.
The thing is,
What
it's
the
like,
heck?
bro, I wasn't even born when Ole Anderson or Sensational Sherry was still active, but I know who these people are.
Agreed. Totally agreed, bro. And even then,
like,
that's what Peacock's for. That's what YouTube is for. Go find out.
now I understand why people be getting mad when y'all be like, who is this? Because some of y'all know how to work Google. Like, come on now. I know for a fact that you know how to work Google. You can Google a way to cancel somebody, but you can't Google somebody's history. Okay.
Crazy, bro.
But yeah, oh yeah, but the chat said they were rate Karrion Kross at 25.
Oh,
so I was being nice. God. And someone else said they would rate him a 35.
Hey, y'all, wow, bro. I ain't mad at y'all though, man.
I told you. Nigga ain't shit.
Dang, bro.
Like, yeah, with the DLC, that was going to be there, and also for July 24th, they're going to do a DLC 3 for Pat McAfee. So it's going to be Pat McAfee pack. It's going to be Pat McAfee, playable co-host. Stay tuned for more information. So I'm guessing they're going to add some people. I won't be surprised they add Michael Cole or somebody in there, because when they say co-host, so I won't be surprised.
Lord,
he'll be back for the first time since like SmackDown versus WWE 12. I think that was the last time they had Michael Cole in the game, actually playable in the game. It was like WWE 12 or some shit, 12 or 13.
Oh wow. My goodness.
Then we got for DLC pack 4 will be Global Superstars pack that will be releasing in September. So it's gonna be a while for that. It's gonna be Jade Cargill, Nia Jax,
let's go,
Michelle McCool, Carlito, Kairi Sane, Lyra Valkyria, and Dragon Lee.
Ooh.
And then for the final one that's going to be releasing in November will be Diamond Dallas Page, the Iron Sheik, Mr. Perfect, Great Muta, and Lex Luger.
Man.
So it's gonna be a while for it. It's like they're gonna have to really, and it's like my thoughts on these DLC is like they're gonna have to really make sure that this game is fun to do. Because outside of what me and you gonna do, me, you, Derek, the Freeopedia boys are gonna be doing, they're gonna need to do something that's gonna keep us who don't have friends interested.
Now, facts, bro.
Outside of DLC packs, because it's like you can add superstars, but if the game have a lifespan of say a Fight Forever as far as interest levels, then what are we doing here?
True. I'm about to say, based off what I've seen, this will definitely outlast.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely outlast. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, make sure, like, have fun packs. But apparently, my faction this year, you can actually play whatever you unlock in my faction in other modes. Finally,
oh, nice. Okay.
So if they hide stuff behind my faction, you can actually peep it.
Sweet. I'm not mad at it. Hey.
Okay. But yeah, that's all we got for that. But before we move on to our next topic, we got another guest, your boy Squints. What up, my boy?
What up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Live, baby. What's up, man?
Welcome.
I thought you meant 10:15 or 10:15 my time. I forgot you were ahead of me.
Yeah. Hey, be like that sometimes. You're good.
Time zones, baby.
Time zones, baby.
Oh yeah.
That didn't get you during Elimination Chamber now, did it?
Oh, I stayed up until the first match, and then right after entrances, I was out. I passed right out. I woke up, I was like, God damn, I missed that whole pay-per-view, didn't I?
Memo, you supposed to take the nap before you get up, my guy. That way you would have been, you'd been like, all right, cool, we straight. You know what I mean? But it's cool, bro.
No, I was just trying to pull an all-nighter. I'm getting too old for that.
See. I didn't do that. I took me a 5-hour nap and I was good.
Same here, man.
5-hour mini, I'm good. Like I am an elderly. I am old, not old, but I am older than most of these people, and I do too much. I need my sleep.
Oh man.
But yeah, man, we was just wrapping up talking about WWE 2K24 before we talk about pretty much one final news and rumors before we get on to our mini break and then this week in wrestling. You got any thoughts on WWE 2K24?
I'm a pre-order. That's all I have to say. I'm a pre-order. I tell myself I'm not, and then I see all the content creators putting out their videos, and I'm like, man,
Come on,
I'm ready for it.
Come on.
We all are, man. So it's like it drops next week. We just talked about the DLC. Like I was telling him, it's like more so they just need to do more interactive stuff that'll make us, I guess you could say, longevity wise, care about the game. So, but before we move on to before we take a quick break, Tama Tonga apparently is WWE bound. Which like we just saw a return on a pre-tape NXT that we're gonna talk about when we get to NXT, but Tama Tonga, like I'm not familiar with his game like that. I'm not even finna hold you. I've seen a couple matches here or there, but is this a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a great thing, bro, because like you, I haven't seen a lot of his matches, but I've heard a lot of great things about him and what he did in his New Japan Pro Wrestling run. Trust you me, I'm more so curious as to how they're going to debut this guy because, I initially thought, based off some of the rumor theories, that it was going to be similar to what we got in this return that we got. I'm glad to see I was wrong. We said I was someone else, but now it's just a wonder of, okay, well, how do they debut this man? Are they going to debut him straight to the main blood, if you know what I mean? Or are they going to do this slowly the way they did with Solo? Let's see.
That's an interesting thing. It's like, I'm intrigued. Like anybody that's coming over from any other company, I'm intrigued to see how they do. Because I'm a patient man. Like I'm not finna just write it off as like, oh, this is the worst thing since those allegations against He Who Shall Not Be Named came out. So it's like I'm not about to just be like, oh my God, this is gonna be the worst thing. But it's like I'm intrigued with everybody who comes over. And I'm intrigued with everybody who debuts in AEW because I am what you call a natural wrestling fan. I'm not a tribalistic Negro, man. I'm just saying.
Facts. Talk that, Gresh.
But what's your thoughts on Squints? What's your thoughts on Tama possibly? Because I know you probably more familiar with his game than I am.
I don't know too much. I only watch New Japan once a year, and it's usually Wrestle Kingdom.
We all do.
I think he's going to debut within the AJ and the Good Brothers feud because I don't know. I bet from what I've seen, AJ's been talking about like someone else or some shit like that. And I see them because he has that Bullet Club background also. And it would make sense. I feel like somebody that as big as him, as big as the name as him.
Isn't he OG?
I think so. I think he was Bullet Club day one.
Like the first one. That'll be interesting. Like I hope that if that's the case, if they do run off that, I hope they do an interaction with him and Finn.
Yeah,
that would be interesting because Finn is the founder and he's one of the co-founders along with Carl Anderson. So that'll be an interesting situation.
That would be crazy, dog. Civil War, maybe even.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Or they could just have him debut and just have him give him a completely different name and completely different gimmick and just have us be like, you know what? Forget everything you thought. He's just him.
True.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing about wrestling. It's like I don't do too much predictions because it's like they could just be like, you know what? Forget what you predicted. Here's what you're going to actually watch. And you're going to like it.
You don't like it.
Well, yo, man, that's all that we got for the Chop It Up with the Fam segment. Before we get on to the main bread and butter of this episode, we're going to take a brief break to premiere the latest, or not premiere, if you watched it over on youtube.com/@GRESH, it's their video on demand. But we're going to catch a break, and during the break, we're going to actually check out the latest highlight reel freestyle, which is dubbed Heated, edited by yours truly as far as the visuals. So hopefully you guys don't go anywhere. Check this out, and we will be right back because I got to make sure my throat is hydrated because I'm a little parched. We did all this talking for like 50 minutes, so it's like we gotta smooth it over. So don't go anywhere. Check this out.
You know we had to give it to him, right? What up, Gresh? Yeah. Highlight. I'm fired up for the gold and we come coming for you. The type to talk it how we walk it and the fake won't do. We got a Sherry in the future looking real sensational. 10-time tag champ, so inspirational. Wanna be a star, keep it Houston like the Astros. We been known to keep it G, you and I, bro. And what you know about that Ebony experience? We running circles around y'all, they inexperienced. My singles push, they had me spreading my wings. Though I was fine where I'm at and now I'm on the big things, huh? Don't hate the play, I hate the game. 5-time champ, put respect on the name. Yeah, I got the crowd raising the roof, it's giving electric. They tried to make comparisons, but nothing symmetric. If they give me the rocket, I'ma light up the fumes. I'm bringing street smarts with me and I light up the room. Larger than life and over the top for real. I play with a full deck, why they looking to deal? From the streets to a king, and I don't speak in the bonnets. All hail King Booker, that was truly iconic. See the queen with me? Check out the King's Court. I've been around the world, get a load of my sport. I'm the author of the story, this is where your book ends. Scissors kick to the neck, I call myself a second wind. Hit a spin a Rooney, they probably think I'm loony, but I'm just out to entertain like your favorite movie. You only get one chance at a first impression. I learned how to win when I dealt life's lessons. Now I'm back at it, running my own promotion. Most quoted on commentary with mass emotion. Them haters really think that they tough enough until they step in the ring, then it really get rough. I don't even really talk, I let the Hall of Fame speak. Run it back with my brother, Hall of Fame 2-piece. I don't even really talk, I let the Hall of Fame speak. Run it back with my brother, Hall of Fame 2-piece. Highlights.
Man, we are back from break, but yo, man, that was another highlight reel freestyle. That shit was a vibe, bro. Like,
bro, that man, that was quite possibly one of my favorite ones to do, y'all. Like, I really appreciate y'all if y'all vibing with that for real, man. Like, we got more lined up for y'all, but I ain't gonna lie, I've been wanting to do that one for a minute.
We had one that I was gonna like, you know what? None of the new ones are finished. Let me do that one. As soon as he sent me down, I said, yeah, that one just bumped up. Like, get that nigga.
And y'all know I had to go crazy for Booker and Harlem Heat though, specifically because like Harlem Heat, y'all, does not get enough love as a tag team, man.
And that's why I did that thumbnail like that, because I was like, it was either gonna be the one with King Booker, because I did two. I had one that was going to be King Booker, and then I was like, I don't see a lot of people give love to Stevie Ray like they should. So I was like, bro, let me. And then I found that picture. I was like, Harlem Heat backstage, and I saw that. I was like, yo, it gave me the retro vibe, like when I edited the way it is. Like, if you haven't seen it already, youtube.com/@its GRESH. It's literally like it's just them vibing with the WCW tag team championships, and they were just like, they look like the two coolest dudes you ever see grace a screen. So that's why I'm like, definitely I had to go with that one. That's why I got your opinion. I was like, man, what you think? Like, I'm gonna let you pick it, but we was vibing with the King Booker one, but we was like, yo, Stevie Ray got to get some love. So shout out Harlem Heat, shout out King Booker, Booker T, Queen Charmel. Like, I know people like to trash on the King gimmick, but I like to say King Booker.
Yeah, gotta do. Man. Yeah, man.
All right, man. But yo, man, that was a dope. Like, that was a nice way to close out Black History Month too. So, because this is the last episode of Black History Month, even though it's been a interesting Black History Month.
Yeah, we haven't been winning much this month, but you know that's beside the point.
No, that's the main point.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, you're right. That's the main point.
That is the main.
Forgive me. I didn't mean to say it that way. Y'all know what I meant. But
that's the main point.
It's the main point.
We need to stop making us lose. God damn it.
Seriously, bro. Like, good God. And Cody, don't think I forgot about you when we get to that.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
Get on YouTube.
We're gonna speed through this week in wrestling because we want to make sure that this week is us pretty much reminiscing Sting. So NXT, let's speed through some things that went down for NXT that just dropped this past week. Like, let's start with you, Highlight. What was your thoughts on this week's NXT?
Man.
I don't think Squints watched.
I know one spoiler, and I can't wait to talk about it.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that. Yeah, we're definitely talk about it.
Well, aside from the spoiler, we're gonna talk about. I definitely enjoyed the little brief tease, if you want to call it that, moment between Obafemi and Ilya Dragunov. I said,
bro.
that is going to be very interesting when we come to that lane. Boy,
they're gonna have to reinforce the ring on this one, bro.
Yeah, even Ava over there, like, oh, I don't know about this one. I don't think NXT can handle this.
Hold on now. You got this big black Mata. You got M'Baku over here. And you got this dude Ilya Dragunov posting these workouts. Like, bro, there is nothing in this world that you are fighting for that requires you to work out that way.
M'Baku versus the Red Skull, god dang it. Oh man. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, that was a dope moment to see. Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo, continuing their eventual feud. If it's going where I think it's going, that was a nice moment as well.
They're teasing Tony D involved. Like, it's gonna be Carmelo and Tony D next week, where the winner gets to face Ilya for the NXT Championship. Now, do you think Trick is returning next week to call Carmelo? Is that the predictable route, or do you think that he's gonna just give it to Carmelo? They've been teasing it.
See, it feels like a predictable route because I wouldn't mind. I think I told you this before on the previous episodes, but I wouldn't personally mind Melo winning, facing Ilya one more time, getting that win back, winning the championship, and then leading to Trick's return to where, Trick gets it.
Right. Okay. Now, the reason why I say that because it's like I feel like they just pivoted with Tony D getting back to this because he's been in the tag team with Stacks for, I guess, the better part of like 4 months now. Like, he's been in the tag team division, and it's like now he's like, I'm the Don. And it's like, oh yeah, you are the Don. And the way he did that with Carmelo, when he snapped and his security guards just dispersed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, goddamn, that was the boss. Like, bro, you just proved that you a boss.
Well, if that's the case and he's going to that route, I hope they get one more member of the family, then somebody that they could just pair up with Stacks, unless Stacks is going to be like the mid card guy or something.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like, I know they had the other guy who's now in AEW ROH Purgatory, but I'm not. It's like I hope they do go that route too. Like, either that, or if he do go the mid card division, I guess he can go after the Heritage Cup.
You say I ain't going after Oba.
Yeah, because we got Baby Regal picking up the win. Charlie Dempsey, he finally unseated Noam Dar. So that was an interesting situation there.
Does this officially make Noam Dar and the Metaphor faces or no?
The way that Charlie and their group was cheating, I can see it.
Interesting.
We also had the Skinheads defeat Idris Inoue and Malik. I call the OC Skinheads, by the way, because they're bald.
Yet another L.
Yeah. So during Black Hit, you know what? You know what? I'm not finna let my blood pressure go up.
Yep.
I'm not gonna let my blood pressure go up.
At least.
But Malik is tall. Malik is tall as hell than all of them. I said that earlier. I was like, bro, you are towering over everybody. Almost Luke Gallows too.
Really? Wow.
He was like face to face with Luke Gallows a little bit, but it could have been just Gallows slouched over. But yeah, he was up there. I'm like, what in the hell were you this tall?
They do need to push Idris and Blade though, because they're nice. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they don't have a name. I don't know what's up with Black stables and tag teams not getting names, but
they did jokingly say they were BBC, but pause. But they you can't merchandise that without getting called out by that community with the adult workers. So
big facts.
Let me see. Am I missing anything else that happened on NXT? I mean, Lyra Valkyria accepting Tatum Paxley, and this is gonna be a match for next week. The Kabuki Warriors versus the women's champion and her. I guess you can say her Mickey to her Trish, if you will.
I'm glad they're finally defending these titles on NXT. That
This needs to be a
hasn't been done
consistent
before.
thing.
Yes, it really does. It really does.
How do you feel about these tag team titles, Squints?
The tag team titles?
Yeah, the women's tag team titles. I know everybody ready for them to be expunged and thrown in the dirt.
I feel like from the very beginning, they just haven't been used right. Like, I feel like from the very beginning, they've always just kind of been like I feel like Vince just gave them to us, just like, here, damn, take these damn titles. You've been wanting them.
Nigga, damn, man, just
Yeah.
my face.
And well, I don't know. And then like, just with the whole Sasha and Naomi thing happening, with them like just kind of burying it and being like, oh, well, they didn't want to defend these titles, blah blah, and then they had to do another tournament. I feel like every few months we just have another like tournament, or like we're just stuck in a standstill with the women's tag team titles, if that makes sense.
Oh, it actually makes sense. Like I'm on the verge where they if they don't do something soon, they just need to just go ahead and make a mid card title and call it a day. And just call it a day. Like even if it's a women's television championship that go across both shows, or international championship that go across both shows, just make it just do something so and give these women some stories, because we'll talk about. I might as well reference it here, but that tag team match that they had with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, nobody gave a fuck. The crowd did not care. They did not budge during the hot tags. Nothing. I'm like, bro, this is depressing. Yeah. And I feel like we're saying the same thing every week, to the point where I just like, you know what? If you don't care, I don't care.
Yeah, and that's sad, bro. Because you can tell the women are trying, and you can tell that I guess Triple H is trying to make this. Yeah, you can tell they're at least trying, but
right.
When you've done, you know how they say, like when you
the damage is
drop a plate. Yeah, you know how they say the moment. There was a wise quote once that said, "When you break a plate, no matter how many times you put that and put those pieces back together, it's still always just damaged."
Right. Those titles are damaged.
Pretty much from all the years of what people did to them, management and creative wise. So,
what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
What can you really do? Well, outside of that, I mean, they also announced that the Chase U number one contenders will face Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker for the tag team titles. Even though I think this is when they're going to take the titles off of them. I don't see them keeping Braun down there longer unless they want to have them go into stand and deliver. But if they don't drop him here to Chase U, then who knows? Because Braun even made his debut on SmackDown. He did not show up with that title.
That is true. He didn't. Yeah, we'll have to see how they play that out, man. I would think stand and deliver, but I wouldn't be surprised if they change hands there.
Right. All right. So I guess we can go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. The situation.
Come on.
Matter of fact, I won't even say it.
Booker, what the?
The one and only, the chairman, Spears, is now back in NXT, and he's actually Sean Spears. No longer Ty Dillinger. Mm-hmm. He is strictly the chairman, Sean Spears. That's the gimmick. Like, because you know when we was doing those, they was doing those vignettes, teasing. People thought it was going to be Okada for some reason. Some people thought it was going to be Tama Tonga for some reason. Some people even thought it was going to be reintroduced Bo Dallas. Yep. But it turned out to be the one and only chairman, DPW's chairman, Sean Spears. Let's get our thoughts, collective thoughts on this. Squints, let's start with you, brother, since you are an esteemed guest.
I love Sean Spears. I love Sean Spears. I'm going to get that out the way. And I was at work. And when I'm at break and there's wrestling on, I just scroll through my phone real quick to check like results. And I seen Ty Dillinger. I seen someone say, I think it was your tweet. You said Ty Spears or some shit.
I thought because they were censoring, like, because the crowd was saying, holy shit.
Yeah.
They kept censoring it. And I heard someone say Ty. And then I heard Vic say Spears. I was like, did they say Ty Spears? I was trying to figure out what they were saying. But then when they did the Von Wagner versus Lexis King match, they confirmed that he's going by Sean Spears. So no more Ty Dillinger.
I couldn't believe it. I thought I didn't know he was not with AEW. I knew his contract expired, but I thought he was going to go back.
Nah, he said he was done. I was like, oh, I thought he was going to return at the Rumble.
Yeah, I could have seen him doing a one-off there. But like when I seen it, I immediately texted my brother. My brother said, "What are you talking about?" And then I was like, "No." And I sent him the video you just showed, and he was like, "No shot." And like people are telling me, they're like, "Who in the year 2024 is here for a Sean Spears return?" Me. I'm not expecting him to go after him fucking dethrone Roman or nothing. I'm expecting him to be there and just help out the younger talent because that's what he's there for.
That's been my entire philosophy and thought process because it's like Sean has a wrestling school in Florida. He trained Chris Danger for those of you who watch DPW and Tank Ops, and it's like it makes sense. Like you have all this incredible talent that needs training. What better way to get more training outside of the dungeon with Natalia than to use flatback? Is it flatback wrestling? I believe that's what it is. With Sean Spears and Tyler Breeze, who's also on a Legends deal with WWE and WWE 2K. So it's like it's a no-brainer. Like that's what cracks me up about social media. They be like, they act like they don't care, but it's like, in my opinion, if you don't care, you wouldn't react.
Facts. Big facts.
But you're out here reacting like, oh, he was gone. You know that nigga. You know that man was gone. You know he was gone. He made a whole tweet about it. He's like, I enjoyed my time in AEW, but it's time for me to move on. If I know that without even tweeting out his name, you know that because y'all literally live and breathe everything that AEW, WWE is doing. So come on now. Just say I wish you luck or just shut up at this point. That's where I'm at. But I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with this because he even cut a promo. So the reason why he attacked Ridge is because he want to be Ridge's friend. If that ain't some twisted shit, like what? You attacked me with a steel chair and you want to be my friend? Like when I saw that man cut this promo looking like this in a vest with no shirt on, I already knew he was on Demon Time.
Oh yeah, man. Dog.
But highlight, what you think about this?
Like you gentlemen, man, this is just a full court sweep, man. I love it. I'm happy to see him back home. Honestly, it just, AEW wasn't doing nothing with him. Not since the first couple of years. And the unspoken factors with Cody being back in the company, it's like a reunited kind of situation too. If you notice, like that first couple years of AEW seemed to slowly be making their way to WWE. And so this is real good. Like y'all said, I mean, regardless of if it's a developmental situation where he's just helping the young talent or they give him a little mini push for a while and then he transitions to that role, I'm all here for it, man. At the end of the day, this man can go and he is one hell of a piece to have for your company. I'm sorry that AEW did not see that or missed it somewhere along the way, but hey, he's back. Game time, baby.
Game time. Game time. Yeah, man, that's our thoughts on NXT. It was pre-taped. It was a like if you outside of that, it was pretty much your standard. They're building to Robot next week and then stand and deliver after that. But yeah, NXT has been consistently entertaining. 120 minutes of television for me. So that's one of my mainstays. That's the reason why we do this show after NXT because it's like it's a vibe. We talk about it. I didn't really do too much tweeting this week because I was literally at a show all day, so I didn't have time to prep for anything. I was spending time just prepping during the show. But yeah, check out NXT. If you definitely check out Sean Spears' return or re-debut. So.
Didn't they also announce tonight? I think I seen something. Dijak and Gacy and
Ambrose. Pretty much Ambrose's match. Like it's a asylum match. Remember when he did when it was him, Ambrose, Mox and Jericho in that asylum at Extreme Rules. What was it, 2016? 20?
Yeah, sound about right.
15. Something around that. Whenever Jericho was there full time, that was the last time.
Because 16 is when Ambrose started getting his big real title push, I believe.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 2015. Okay. That's when they had it. And that was an interesting concept. So that entire situation with Joe Gacy and Dijak, where they're committing felonies online and on TV, and it's like, all right, I'm not finna snitch because I'm no snitch. Snitches get stitches. But NXT continues to be an interesting television show, but I never turn it away because it's like they got the beautiful women. Shout out Jada Parker once again, breaking the internet, looking fine as always. Shout out Jakara Jackson, Roxanne Perez with her crazy self, with her hot head self, because she needs anger management problem. Ariana Grace, got to give her some love because she is hilarious like her father, if not more hilarious. But she's hilarious. There's so many, like the women are cooking. Lyra, Tatum, they're cooking. So, hey man. I'm intrigued what they're going to do next week for NXT Roadblock. We'll I guess next week's episode will be our post show for Roadblock because it's just a special episode. So we'll definitely talk about it for next week. And it's looking like they're not really promoting too much because it's just another special episode, but it'll still be fun. So we'll definitely check that out. Raw. Might as well go ahead and talk about Raw. Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley and her WrestleMania #1 contender Becky Lynch came face to face. Did y'all peep that segment?
I did not see Raw yet. I usually catch up on YouTube because I work Mondays, but I seen some stuff.
Gotcha. I think I have a clip from Becky versus Rhea, so I guess we can play a little bit of it and get our thoughts on that.
For sure.
All your friends and family there in the front row to watch your victory. What a moment you guys got to share. Oh, wow. And even better, because now they won't have to fly all the way over to WrestleMania to watch you lose.
Nobody talks to mommy like that.
Listen to these people, Dom. Shut your mouth, you dirty kumquat.
Kumquat? We should call him a cum stain? What does that even mean?
So
I was talking to your mommy, and if your mommy won't put you in your place, the man will.
What are y'all, his parents?
Yes.
Because that's basically what that felt
now,
like.
Rhea,
shut up, I'm grown.
You are on one hell of a run, one of the most impressive I have ever seen. And even though for the last year you have been the face of this company, you've spent most of the time being fed grapes by this loser.
Damn.
Meanwhile,
respect the mohawk.
I have been the backbone, the heart and soul of this company. Became a Grand Slam champion, all while writing a best-selling book. Because the man can do it all, including beating Rhea Bloody Ripley.
Bruh, for real. That man having the time of his life. This dude.
You done?
Cool. First of all, never disrespect my Latino hood like that ever again. Second of all, I just want to say congratulations at winning the Elimination Chamber match. It's about time that you stop disappointing me and actually won something to get close to my level. You say that you're the backbone of this division. The man always thinks that they're the backbone of everything. But the funny thing is that behind every great man is a greater woman. But I'm not behind you, Becky. Because mommy is always on top.
The crowd is chanting with man.
Gotta give it to him, bro.
What's y'all thoughts on that confrontation? Because that's pretty much the bread and butter of that confrontation. Because I know a lot of people online are angry that their fave didn't win that Elimination Chamber because they went the predictable route. We talked about it on the post show that you guys can check out on demand, where it's like it's the predictable route, but I feel like they shouldn't overcomplicate this.
Yeah,
like it's no disrespect because will WWE, because the question is like, will WWE insert Liv Morgan? Because if you notice, we saw We Want Liv trending on Sunday. Why? I don't know. But it did. Do you think that WWE, I'm gonna start off with highlight. Do you think WWE should overcomplicate this and insert Liv and possibly Nia Jax? Or should they just get Becky versus Rhea and just move forward? Because in my opinion, the reason why I asked that is because people want Liv Morgan into this match, but they don't realize that if Liv Morgan enters this match, she's there to take the pin.
Yeah, I say you shouldn't do it right now. You really shouldn't. Shout out to my co-host on Life's a Botch, Ash Benny. Shout out to Kia, Kiera, Key Confetti, you know what I'm saying? Key Creations. Shout out to her as well. Like, they're big, big, big Liv supporters, as well as my girlfriend. She's a very big Liv fan. I rocks with Liv. I like Liv. And so at the end of the day, I did see like how she got mad at Becky, you know what I'm saying? As you mentioned with the Nia Jax situation, because Nia seems to not be finished. She still wants a crack at it. Liv is pissed off at Becky because of inserting herself, saying everything ain't about you, this and that. So I say, man, let these two go ahead and get that one-on-one out the way. Let Rhea beat her, and then you transition, because Liv made it very clear to people. Hey, y'all, patience is a thing. It's a real thing. She just said, no matter what I got to go through, at the end of the day, the end of her chapter is getting to Rhea Ripley. She didn't say when, so it don't have to be WrestleMania. It can be SummerSlam. It can be Survivor Series. Whenever they want to do it.
What about you, Squint? So what's your opinion on this inserting Liv into this equation or possibly doing a fatal 4-way?
They shouldn't. I don't know how to explain it. I like that they righted their wrongs with the whole Cody thing, but if they right the wrongs with Liv also, it's gonna give these fans like, I don't know, entitlement, I guess. Like if we just chant and keep on doing it, which don't get me wrong, sometimes they do need to get the right decision. But in this case, I don't think it is the right decision to have Liv be added to this match, because they've been teasing Becky and Rhea for a while now.
Like 2 years.
It's not like this is just something that was just a spur of the moment. Like, this is something that's been a slow cooked feud, and now they're finally going to get their match at Mania. And I don't think Liv,
and that's what cracks me up, because it's like, if you want Liv in this situation, she's going to lose.
Yeah.
Because they want Rhea to, it's like, it's clear that they want Rhea to reach over a year as champion. So it doesn't matter if it's a one-on-one, and that's what I need people to look at. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's a one-on-one, a triple threat, or a fatal 4-way. Rhea is leaving WrestleMania as champion. So if they put everybody that is like, if they put Liv Morgan in there, and if they put Nia Jax in there, Liv is taking that pin. And they're just going to do Becky versus Rhea and say SummerSlam. Because they'll give you what you want. That's the thing, is what people need to understand. They will give you what you want, but then you're going to eventually get what you don't want. Or it's like you're going to get the outcome that you don't want. Like, yeah, Liv will get her WrestleMania match. Yeah, she'll get involved in WrestleMania, but she will lose if she is put in that triple threat. That is my only thing. So I suggest that y'all relax, because y'all have the patience of a gnat on a fruit. You take that, eat what you want, and then you move on. Like, you don't have patience to let something grow and evolve into something beautiful. You want everything now. And then when it don't go your way, you start bitching about it because it doesn't go your way. Relax, please. Let them cook or whatever they want to cook and go and move on from. Anything else y'all want to say on this?
Stop trying to hijack shows all the time, fans. I mean, you got what you wanted with the Cody situation. I kind of understand it. but at the same time, you kind of messed it up a bit because now we're a little confused on what they're trying to do at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's
we definitely gonna talk about that.
Yeah. So at this point, listen, stop it. Do that for people who get no shine, like no time. Liv's getting her TV time. Okay. Cody's getting his moment to finish his story. If you really, really want to be heard, like you did with, like, we just talked about the women's tag team titles.
Mm-hmm.
Campaign something about that. Campaign something about stuff that's being unseen or untalked about, unspoken about. Don't waste your breath in the main event title pictures all the time because you want to see this. Matter of fact, better yet, how about we talk about Bayley? Everybody talking about Liv. Let's talk about Bayley, who's not getting any shine. She's the woman that won the Royal Rumble.
They didn't even put her on the poster. People was making a big deal about it. Exactly. And I'm like, I didn't really care about it because it's just a poster, but I see where people were coming from. They're like, damn, where's her love? Where's her respect? Because it's like at the end of the day, it's like, because I hate to say it like this, but if Becky versus Rhea is the GOAT, Bayley versus Io likely not it's likely not closing. Unless they put, it's like, and that's what a lot of people don't really pay attention to. It's like, yeah, it's like Liv just got back too.
Yeah.
From an injury. Just at the Royal Rumble. And even then, they didn't really put her on TV consistently. But Becky's always been there. And it's like, I pay attention to everything. Like, people was like, oh, Becky is always over pushed, this, that, and third. Y'all just forgetting that she just lost on the first Raw of 2024 to Nia Jax.
Clean.
Yeah, clean. No outside interference. You forgot that she literally took a stint down in NXT. Yeah, she took the title off Tiffany Stratton. I didn't really agree with that, but I understood. I let them cook. They let her have some good matches on both Raw and NXT, even though one of them included Natalya, that I personally is like outside in-ring wise, Natalya is great. But character-wise, I never cared for Natalya. But at the same time, it's like she still had a good match with her. And she had a good match with I'm forgetting her name. She had a couple of matches, and then she eventually had a good match with she had the street fight with Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton, I named her my wrestling MVP for this past Elimination Chamber because she was cooking. So it's like she had these matches, and then she eventually put the title on Lyra Valkyria and went back to Raw. And even then, before that, she was feuding with Zoe Stark. She did not even have a title. She did not contend for a title for 2 years. And people are tripping because it's like it's the same people over. You think, listen, I understand y'all are fandom, but y'all need to put some logic in this. You think that WWE is going to keep one of their biggest stars off of the show because you want your fave in a match that may or may not draw interest? It'll draw interest to you, but will it draw money? I don't care about money because it's not coming to my pocket, but you got to think from this point of view. It's like WrestleMania over the years has been known to have where your best battles the best.
Facts.
Becky, whether you love to admit it or not, is one of the best in the world. When she retired, the way that y'all hate the way that she breathed is the same way that they hate the way John Cena breathed. And even to this day, since he's not at full time, I miss John Cena. But best believe those people who say they miss John Cena were probably on those wrestling boards that talk shit about John during his heyday.
Mm-hmm.
You don't miss it until it's gone. But I'm always appreciate Becky. I to be honest with you, I was interested in Becky versus Rhea when they briefly faced off in NXT in 2019, 2020, right when NXT went live for 2 hours for the first year. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, this is going to cook on down the line as far as the program.
Big facts.
Was this promo the greatest that I've ever seen? No, but they just gave us teasers on the direction that they're going. So hopefully they don't over convolute it with no fatal 4-way, and we just move on from there.
Agreed.
Next up, the Judgment Day interrupted Imperium to proclaim to Gunther that they are taking his Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. Do you think that they're setting up multi-man matches? I mean, a multi-man match for the Intercontinental title? Because they also tease Chad Gable getting involved.
I'd say it's possible. I mean, you campaigned it for the United States Championship, so one of them mid-card titles is
one of them getting a multi-man. One of them.
Hard to say which one, but one of them are. I guess I'd probably want to see it more so for the. It might as well be for the IC title because shoot, at this point, he's beating everybody 1-on-1. You might as well try to look and see if he can beat multiple men at the same time. I guess, right? Because he's running out of challengers for real on Raw. Even though Jay deserves a rematch, just saying. But yeah, let's see what happens.
They obviously teasing it's going to be Gunther versus Dom, but weren't we supposed to get Finn versus Gunther at one point back when he was Walter?
You know what? I think so.
Wasn't it like right when the pandemic started, and they was like, "Yeah, this is canceled," because it was supposed to be like him versus Finn versus Walter, like one of the NXT UK takeovers. They got canceled.
Yeah, he was in the Prince gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to that, yeah, I think I do remember that.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just thought about that. But yeah, I'm interested. Like, I hope they go that route. Like, if it's not a multi-man, the way that they've been, the way that Chad Gable dropped that video package that he did over the holidays on Twitter. If they don't go that route, I definitely want to see them run back Chad Gable versus Gunther in like an underdog story where Chad Gable finally gets the one up. Because Chad Gable, even if Chad Gable were the one to defeat Gunther for the title, he can the match quality won't dip because Chad Gable can cook with anybody, big, small, doesn't matter. That dude is Kurt Angle, with all due respect, minus the perk.
Yeah, I mean he's legit, and not only that, but he's very hilarious. Much like Kurt, he gets a lot of comparisons to it.
All right,
Kurt's real son, if you will. Sorry, Jason Jordan.
Sorry, Jordan. Squints, you got anything you want to add to this before we move on to the next topic, Aurora?
I think they're just going to do a multi-man. WrestleMania has a history of doing multi-man ladder matches with Intercontinental title in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see Triple H wanting to go back that route with it. And Gunther, like you said, Gunther's beaten everyone in singles matches. And I think he's only had a handful of like triple threat matches. Let's see if he can beat the odds in a ladder match.
Good point.
And he doesn't even have to get pinned.
Facts. That's a good way to take the title off of him where he's still strong. Because ladder matches I always like in terms of if you're really trying to take a title off of someone, which is again what they should have did with Roman to begin with when he had two of those things. You could have easily did, hey, both titles in a ladder match. He grabbed one and somebody grabbed the other. There you go.
Or he could just defended the one title in a ladder match and just lost it.
True. Yeah. That's true too.
So it is what it is. Apples and oranges, grapes, and all that stuff. Before we move on to the main part of Raw, did you peep that Imperium New Day street fight?
Yes, bro.
What you think about it? What you think about the street fight before we get to the question?
Love the street fight. You know, Imperium and New Day, man. New Day deserves their flowers always because of the fact that this is yet another tag team. I think this is probably the best tag team they've had chemistry like this with since maybe the Usos, to be honest. So if they run it back some more, I mean, this seemed like it was the final nail in the coffin on this feud, but if they ever did run it back again down the line, I would not be mad at it. But yeah, man, brutal as expected. Shout out to the New Day for actually coming correct to a street fight, though. Wearing street clothes.
Yeah.
Yes, you know.
One thing we can respect about New Day, Austin Creed, and Kofi is they know how to live the gimmick. They actually want to, like, even when they did the motion graphics, Xavier Woods out there doing the Shawn Michaels punt from SmackDown versus Raw days. So you know they fans of the game. So
facts, big facts.
But now the question is, does New Day need a refresh, in your opinion? Either one of y'all can insert, but that's my question.
I'm gonna let you take that one, bro.
Don't fix something that's not broken, if you ask me.
Okay.
New Day is still getting these loud reactions and has the crowd behind them. And if they try to change it up, I feel like it might go wrong with the crowd. And And I think New Day is past their times of winning the tag team titles and all that. I think they're just there simply to have fun at this point. So, no, I don't think they need a refresh. I think they need Big E to come back if he's able to, but
Yeah, the Big E factor does kind of add a point to it because it always still feels weird to call them New Day without Big E, since they were always like a trio kind of thing. But I understand that there have been moments where sometimes Woods was out, like when Woods had his Achilles tear and it was just Big E and Kofi for a long period of time, or when Kofi had some time off and it was just Big E and Xavier. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like you said, they've really done it all. Honestly, there's nothing left for them to prove. Imperium's kind of up next. It's kind of their time, depending on. My assumption is that Truth gets this Mania moment. Him and Miz take the titles off of, the Judgment Day at Mania, to where then you can eventually have Imperium take those titles from them. Should be interesting if Gunther's still champ by that point. But, because I don't know if they want to have Imperium have all the gold one good time before moving Gunther, or they can still do that where Gunther gets the World Heavyweight title. That could happen too.
That
Didn't really think about that. But
so I think Truth winning the tag titles, I think they're going to use him being just not all there. That's how they're going to get them to split the tag titles too. Like, he's going to leave one set at SmackDown or some shit, show up on Raw with just the Raw titles, and then I think that's going to be how they split the titles. I think that's the best way to do it.
Honestly,
you could.
His character.
That's true.
Honestly,
that would work.
I would love that, because it's like the tag team division is so stacked on both shows. It's like, if you're not going to be consistent with both with the champions appearing on both shows, just split the titles.
See, it made sense when they were together the first time, because we kept campaigning that, because it was like, bro, you didn't have any tag teams on barely.
Triple H loves tag team wrestling, so it's like now he has everybody in a tag team. You got Dunn and Bate. New Cash Republic is what they are now. You got the Judgment Day. You got DIY, or Regeneration Next, as R-Truth called them on Raw for some reason. You got Awesome Truth. You got I guess you could say Dominic and JD, because they teamed a few times if they want to have that route.
You also have it's not official yet, but it might as well be, is look from the direction they're heading. But you got Asante the Adonis and Cedric Alexander forming something, it looks like.
True.
So yeah, we're building them up. And then the New Day, as we just mentioned, I mean, they're still in the mix too, even as the vets. So you got quite a bit of things.
So they can definitely cook on both sides, on both shows, if they wanted to. Oh, Street Profits, AOP is there.
Yeah, they're there. Dare I say, if they ever decide to go down that route, which probably eventually, I doubt it'll do it right now, but maybe the Usos reform down the line somewhere after Mania. Who knows?
Once they get their one-on-one match, because they barely referenced that this week, so who knows what they're going to go with that route? Because Jey Uso was just like, I'm back doing me. So who knows how they're going to go with that? We'll see. We'll find out on SmackDown if Jey decides to interfere or not. Next up, we have New Day doesn't, in my opinion. Last thing before we move on, the New Day doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't need a refresh. I asked that because I saw people was like, maybe a heel turn works. I'm like, bro, don't break what isn't broken. I mean, don't fix what isn't broken. Like, we're good. We're good over here.
Yeah, they're in that. They're too long into the game to need a heel turn, bro. Like, why would you do that? That made sense when they first formed the New Day. Yeah, it made sense.
It's like they're not turning on each other. They're like splitting. I'm like, bro, no. Why? Why are we calling for this? Like, bro, it's so much good in the tag team in the WWE. Let's not break what's not broken.
Oh, final thought, by the way, with this too.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you saw the video Xavier shared of all the scars and battle scars he suffered. You know, as a black man, seeing that in Black History Month is kind of like, God dang, dog. Y'all couldn't catch the wind, dog. You know what I'm saying? At least You know what I'm saying? Get the win. You got all them scars and you lost to the dog. But you know, that was just
it's all fun and games.
Yeah, it's funny game when I say that. It's all
speaking of focus, whatever champion, Seth Rollins isn't focused on Drew McIntyre.
You might be right. My knee, it may not be ready. My back may give out. The bloodline may leave me broken in their wake, just like they have everybody else. And WrestleMania, it might be an easy night for you. You might be right, Drew. But what if you're wrong? Like I said, some risks, they're worth taking. I've been selfish in my career, man. I've been selfish in my life. And I thought the goal at the end of the road would fill the void. But every single time when I got to that point, I felt empty inside. And it wasn't until I had my daughter, it wasn't until I had my beautiful baby girl that I realized not everything is about me. There are some things in this life that are bigger than all of us. The World Championship is bigger than us. Taking down the bloodline is bigger than us. Let me ask you this. If we don't take care of the bloodline before WrestleMania, then what happens? Say you do take the title from me. It doesn't matter if you're champion or I'm champion. The bloodline wants power, and it's only a matter of time before they come for the World Heavyweight Championship. So you might be right, but what if you're wrong? What if my knee is 100%? What if my back is ready to go? What if we can rip the bloodline apart once and for all and secure the future of this industry? Because if we can do all of that, then at WrestleMania, Drew, it's just you, me, and the World Heavyweight title. And I told you this before, Crown Jewel, I'll tell you again. May the best man win. Some risks are worth taking.
All right. Good promo. I give great promo. But my only problem is, and y'all might not agree with this, why are they making Seth so focused on the bloodline? They're making his title feel less and less relevant, in my opinion.
Bro. Yeah, no, that the only thing I might say, if I'm just purposely, because I do agree, but if the only thing I could possibly say to counter it, maybe, if we're gonna go like that kind of route, is the point he makes about eventually the bloodline's gonna want to come for that title too. Because there was a time where Roman did look at that title, and when it first debuted, like he wanted it. And I mean, with The Rock being in the picture, you never know what other bloodline member. You still got Solo, for crying out loud. There's so many different ways. If they really do want to go after that title, they can.
Right.
And so, like he was saying, because I mean, there was a time the bloodline had all the gold. You don't think they want to go back to that point of having all the gold again? Of course they do. So, you know, especially with the Judgment Day kind of, you know, slowly trickling down. They're not holding all the gold the way they were when they were holding it down until the bloodline kind of figured things out. But see, who just knows? You never really know. But I do understand your point, because at the same time, it's like, bro, you know, you left Drew a little stumped with your point, but it's not like he's lying about it either, bro, because you your focus is on the wrong thing. And Drew, even though he's kind of tweening a bit here, heel moments, yes, sneaky little moments of getting victories in a questionable way, going against the things he said, talking about interference and all that. But at the same time, now you talking about you want to face Seth at 100%, so there's no excuse that you want it in an easy way. Make this make sense a little bit. You know what I'm
This
saying?
entire story doesn't make sense ever since they listened to the We Want Cody stuff.
Yeah, agree, bro. It's like all over the place right now.
It really is. You should get ahead. What you got?
Seth put himself in this situation, if you ask me.
Yeah.
At the press conference, he put himself in there by getting in Rock and Roman's face when he didn't need to. And it just, like you said, was the whole We Want Cody stuff. It just made this whole storyline just so confusing and so just like I don't know, the whole storyline ever since from the very start, because I was at that first Raw with the We Want Cody chants. I was probably the only one besides like 2 or 3 people that were sitting down during those chants because I did not want it. I want Cody to finish the story and all that, but like I knew they weren't going to be able to fix it as much as they want to. It's so confusing, and with Seth now worried about the Bloodline when he's the one that went after the Bloodline first during the whole situation, it makes little to no sense to me. I'm just lost on the whole situation.
Yeah, this whole story is just all over the place at this point.
Yeah,
and it's like, are they setting up? And that leads into my next question: like, are they setting up WWE versus the Bloodline? Like, will that be their version of Avengers Endgame? But at the same time, you can tell that they are scrambling because they originally wanted The Rock versus Roman. They literally had it set up clear as day. Who knows what they was going to do? Who knows how they was going to tell the story? But the crowd was not. The fans weren't patient. Because me and you, Dwayne, we was literally at DJ's spot, and we saw it. And we was like, damn, they going with it. And it wasn't even a disappointed day. It was like, oh, they're gonna do it. Fans ain't gonna be happy, and fans weren't happy. But now this is the consequences that we got to deal with. Because and it's like they don't understand. It's like that's the thing about wrestling fans. They have WWE has the opportunity to do the funniest thing and just have Cody lose his story again. And if that is the case, I'm over it.
And you know what? Honestly, because of how close he is to breaking that Hulk Hogan record, at this point, the way things are shaping up and looking, I would not be mad at it if it happens. As much as I want Cody to finish the story as much as anyone else, now I thought I was laughing at last year's turnout when people lashed out and got mad. Oh, I'd really laugh. And it's not out of disrespect to Cody, because again, I like Cody. He's a stand-up guy. You see the things that he does from the heart, and I know he wants to finish it. But boy, the way the fans have jacked it up, I'm gonna if he loses, I'm putting it on you fans. I'm like, y'all were the cause of this, because if you just left it the way it was gonna go,
you weren't patient. Because let's be real, if it was gonna be The Rock versus Roman, Rock was gonna lose. And there was no way they was going to put the title on The Rock.
Thanks.
What you about to say?
What I'm confused about is during that initial Rock coming out and Cody being like, I talked to one of the wise men, blah, 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 and Rock came out, the crowd was all for it that night. The crowd was chanting, holy shit. Fox was censoring the hell out of it. And then a few people online started saying something, and then everyone else started saying something. And like, I don't know. I think what it is people seeing that there's something trendy, and they're like, oh, let me join this trend. And then it was just a domino effect.
Yeah, people are such sheep, bro. You're right. Because, I mean, we say it all the time. Wrestling fans are fickle, and they're like sheep. Oh, so this is the trend. We're going to follow it. Everybody's going to jump on. And this is where social media ruins wrestling most times, because as soon as you see these, oh, this is trending, that's trending, this is trending. We just talked about Liv in that situation. If they do that same thing, now all of a sudden, what's the point of creative having plans in advance? You might as well, you know what I'm saying? What's the point? You might as well stop planning in advance and just go off the hot. Because where was all of this when LA Knight went up against Roman and he was the hottest thing smoking to people? Where was all of this when who else was just hot at one? Oh, Sami Zayn, when he was hot. going up against Roman. What was all of that back then? So now you suddenly want to follow the hot hand. But like you said,
I saw someone say, even if most of these people who are Cody crybabies aren't even fans of Cody. If it was anybody else in that situation, they would not care. Like if it wasn't most of these people just want Roman to lose that title. They don't even care if it's Cody. They don't care. Hell, I don't even think they even care if it's Swerve Strickland from AEW. I don't think they even care if it's Obafemi at this point. They just want Roman to lose that title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it were Braun Breaker coming out the whip, just
spear the hell out of Roman, and then 1, 2, 3, they would literally cheer. They don't care about the follow up, the story, because it's like everybody keeps saying Cody finish the story, Cody finish the story. But I know how a lot of y'all wrestling fans are. Cody will finish his story, but y'all will turn on him.
Mm-hmm. He'll get the John Cena treatment so quick.
They go like, "Oh my God, now he's winning so much. What? Ain't this what you wanted?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the thing about it is, then it's like, what happens? Okay, when you finally get what you want, because again, people, I understand the Roman situations. We've talked about it a million times in terms of how he wins these matches, how it's been rinse and repeat. But keep in mind, when this man finally loses that title, whoever has it after him has a long set of shoes to walk on. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, now you got to make things interesting the way Roman made them interesting since 2020. So
4 years.
Good luck to Cody or whomever you want to put in a position after that.
My biggest fear is Cody winning, finishing the story, all of that, and then we get another long reign from the real title, or whatever it's called, the Universal WWE Championship. Mm-hmm. I think whoever beats Roman should be a transitional champion, and then Cody beats them. That's just me, though. Because Cody's going to win that title, and then he's going to hold the title for a minimum 9 months. I don't want that. I don't want another long-ass reign.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because then it's a matter of trying to find out who the heck you want to take the title off of Cody, you know, especially with a World Heavyweight Championship around, too, that, you know, you're just like, well, okay, well.
And that's going to automatically move Cody to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Leaving a big gap for Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Which can probably be filled by Seth, but Seth is likely losing that title at Mania to recover.
Yeah.
To go on vacation full time.
I guess that's where CM Punk comes in. Then, even though we know he's older and a bit fragile as of late, depending on how that. Well, I was trying to be nice when I said that, Crash, but you know what I mean.
That man is fragile, and it's okay. We all get old, but it's like sometimes you got to just switch it up and just understand that Punk is at that point where he has to be a special attraction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so yeah. I don't know, man. They got to figure this out. 40 days.
40 days. So will it be their version of Endgame? We'll see. That's what it's looking like. Seth, Cody, likely Jey Uso, maybe Drew being the unlikely ally, and then end up double crossing Seth and then winning the title off of him. But it's an interesting thing. Will Roman lose? We'll see. If he don't lose, or if he do lose, it's up to y'all, and it's not even just up to the WWE and follow. It's up to y'all to actually continue to care, because I want y'all to keep the same energy throughout his entire reign.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. That's all I'm saying. I want y'all to keep this exact same energy as like we want Cody, we want Liv, we want whoever. So keep the same energy. Now, before we get up out of here, not up out of here, but get away from Raw and move on to AEW so we can give our predictions for Revolution as well as pay tribute to Sting before we get up out of here. This right here.
Steel chair in hand, unloading on Heyman's henchman. Crossroads.
Cody, did you have to hit that brother that hard?
On Black History Month, my guy. Of all of these people, you had to do the brother that bad, my guy? Come on, man. You're supposed to be Cody Devontae Rhodes, dog. The culture love you, man. They calling you Cody Luther King out here in these streets, bro. What the heck? Dang, man. That hurt my soul, bro.
Oh man, I just had to throw that because that was that man. He destroyed that man for no reason, for no damn reason. But Cody said he's gonna become the Bloodline hunter. We'll see what they do like that. But he said that dude who got hit, that's one of the homies, man. See, that's what I'm saying. Like he hit an independent, but that dude he yeeted that shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, God damn.
Hey, bro, I hope you checked on him for real. Like, ask him if he okay, if he good after all that, because he took a beating.
He took a beating. But Cody said he's gonna become the Bloodline hunter. We'll see with that as time get moved forward. All right, but before we wrap up today's show, it's time to get all elites with AEW, the final edition of Dynamite before AEW Revolution, which will also be the final match of the icon, the legendary Sting. Do you know what's going down this week on AEW? All right, so I'm gonna pull up the match card. Then we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about Sting, and then we're gonna give our preview predictions for Revolution, and then we're getting up out of here. So for AEW this week, it's looking like the go home edition is more so going to be Sting heavy because it will be his final Dynamite, as Tony Khan said, before Sting retires officially. I mean, will he retire, or will he just like still make appearances? Because if y'all coming to Atlanta and I'm in town and I go to Atlanta, I want to see Sting to say goodbye or something. Like, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
But Tony Khan, over in AEW, they pronounced that Hangman Adam Page announces his status for Revolution because I believe they shot a situation where during the trios matches last week, I think he suffered a knee injury. People are hoping and praying that it's a work, but we'll see how they get. We'll see what happens. Also, we'll hear from Sting and Darby Allin, the new AEW. Well, I guess you could say new, but AEW Tag Team Champions. And then after what went down on Collision, it will be Continental Crown Champion Eddie Kingston and FTR in a trios match against the Blackpool Combat Club. Oh my God, this just got announced.
Uh-oh.
Chris Jericho is back.
Ain't he supposed to be on tour?
That's what I said. He's facing Atlantis Jr.
I'm going to guess his tour did not do so well.
I don't know anyone going to a Fozzy show in 2024, so probably not.
To be honest with you, I get it. I completely get it. Like, outside of Sting, Dynamite don't look too enticing to me. I'm not even gonna hold you. What y'all thinking about? Oh, and they just announced Chris Statlander versus Sky Blue, the annual Sky Blue match.
Yeah, she made a challenge. But apparently Julia Hart's like, hey, yeah, we're going to get 3 graves dug for you. So which one do you want first? You know, and she's like, whoever wants to step up between the 3. I campaigned Stokely. I was like, yeah, hey, why let Stokely.
You want the Black Brother to be buried on the second to last day in February? Okay.
You know, I was trolling.
I know.
But yeah, so it looks like Chris Stats stepped up. But yeah, man. No, this ain't really doing it for me this week, to be real with you. I'm just curious about the Adam Page situation and, like you said, Sting.
What about you, Scoons, before we move on to talk about Sting a little bit before we get up out of here?
Dynamite is usually a show I don't watch. I catch up on Twitter, and if I see something like that was enticing or it looks like something I want to go back and watch, I'll go back and watch. That being said, this episode, it looks like there's not going to be much. I'm going to go back and watch because maybe Steve's final Dynamite appearance, if that's in promo, or if that's fitting one Steve Slash is going to be a death drop on something on Dynamite. I'll go back and watch that. I might check out a little bit of that Trios match. That Trios match is going to be That should be good.
Gotcha. Well, while your mic started glitching a little bit, but we got everything you said. But yeah, Dynamite is looking kind of iffy this week. But we'll see what it is. But all right, now we can go ahead before we switch to our AEW preview. Oh no, scratch that. We're doing the AEW preview and predictions now. So for those of you who don't know, here on the show we do a speed round preview and predictions. We don't do no. It's like we spend like 60 seconds or less talking about why we're interested in this match, and then we don't, and then we give our predictions. I write them down, and then whomever wins the predictions on the post show that we do, we might do one for. I think we might do one for Revolution. I think I'm off that day. So we might do one. We'll TBD.
For sure.
TBD for now. Squints, let's test your mic real quick. See if you good.
Can you guys hear me better now?
Yep, we're good.
Sir, loud and clear.
There we go. All right. So for AEW Revolution 2024, I'm going to write down everybody's name so that way I can actually keep up with everybody's predictions. What? Real Squints. All right, so the first match we're going to talk about, we're going to go pretty much, I guess you could say in order of how I uploaded them. The Intercontinental Championship, Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong. Let's start with you, Squints. Get your prediction as well as why, if you're interested in this match or not.
I think Roddy wins.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't think they wanted the title on Orange again after the Moxley match, but due to unforeseen circumstances with his injuries and all that, they had to pivot to that. And then I think they put the title on him. That's going to really help the Undisputed.
Gotcha. So you got you with Roddy. What about you, Highlight?
You know what? I want to say this might be a situation, believe it or not. I'm going to say Orange Cassidy retains, but it'll be in one of those kind of ways where it's like not necessarily a screwy finish since he's the babyface, but you know how you sometimes get those outcomes where you can tell he just barely got by and they're going to run it back to where then it changes hands. So I think this might be a moment where he actually retains it before they actually give it to Roddy for real.
Gotcha. In my case, I feel like Roderick should win because I feel like the Undisputed Kingdom has been kind of lackluster with Adam Cole injured. The whole Devil storyline was a dud, as we've made well known on this show. But hopefully, if Roddy doesn't win, then in my opinion, I feel like the Undisputed Kingdom should just be like the Pinnacle and just move on. In my humble opinion, so. Hopefully, so I got Roddy going for the win on this one. Next up, we have for the Continental Crown Championship, we have Eddie Kingston defending against Bryan Danielson. The story of this match is basically Bryan is one-sided beat. Bryan doesn't respect Eddie Kingston, so I'm guessing this match is basically for Eddie Kingston to prove once and for all that Bryan should respect him. Because the only stipulation they added to this was if Bryan loses, or even if he wins, he has to shake Eddie Kingston's hand. So this is all about pretty much respect for Eddie Kingston from Bryan Danielson. Highlight, let's get your pick.
I'm definitely going Eddie Kingston here because I feel like I've seen this before. Didn't they do this literally with Claudio not that long ago?
Yep, that's how he won the ROH title.
Yeah, definitely give me Kingston. Even though this is weird because he technically beat Bryan Danielson already in that same Continental Classic.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he didn't already earn your respect, but okay, sure. We'll go along with it. Give me Eddie Kingston.
What about you, Squints?
Eddie, just because I don't see Bryan winning a title this late in his career. He said basically he's wrapping it up into the year, if not before the end of the year. So I definitely see him not winning the title, and I see Eddie proving Bryan that he needs to respect him.
Same here. I feel the same way. Like I feel like Eddie Kingston is going to win this one because it's more so like they're running this back with the whole respect thing. But it's like my only gripe with this is like if this would make sense if Eddie wasn't the Triple Crown champion. Like he has 3 belts. How you don't respect this man at this point? At this point, I just feel like you're just being a dick. You just want, but it's interesting. We'll see how they go with this one. So we'll see. We'll see how they go with this outcome. But yeah, I definitely see Eddie Kingston winning this one. Next up, we have Konosuke Takeshita versus Will Ospreay in his debut match. I think Will Ospreay is going to make an appearance on Dynamite this coming Wednesday. He may not, or they might do like a promo package or whatever. But he will finally make his official debut as an AEW wrestler. Not no New Japan, but just straight AEW on against his fellow Don Callis family member in Konosuke Takeshita. I'll start with this one. I feel like Will Ospreay is going to win. I doubt they will have him lose his debut match. It will be a banger of a match. But it also leaves me with the question of what are they doing with Takeshita? Because I feel like soon as it's like seeing he's been in this Don Callis vortex along with Chris Jericho, he just hasn't been consistent with his booking, in my opinion. Because if you didn't tell me, or if I didn't watch the matches myself, I wouldn't have known that this man defeated Kenny Omega twice in 2 weeks. So hopefully they do something with this. But yeah, I'm going with Will Ospreay on this one. What about you, Squints?
Will Ospreay, because it's his debut. They've been hyping this debut up since Full Gear now.
Mm-hmm.
They can't just have this hyped up of a debut and just
have him lose.
Yeah, have him lose.
What about you, Helen?
I am very torn on this because Takeshita has not really lost much, if at all, really, especially since this Don Callis pairing, despite what we think about it and the vortex, as you mentioned, of it. I'm not going to lie, man. I think this is one of those AEW draws where it's neither one of them win. I guess if there's a time limit, they just run out of time or something.
So you're voting for a draw, basically.
Yeah, I'm going draw here because I just don't, like you guys said, you wouldn't lose a debut, and Takeshita, I just haven't seen a scenario where he would get pinned. You know what I mean? And then since he's technically still a part of this Don Callis family situation, I don't know. It just feels like it'll be a draw.
Right. Okay. We'll take that. Next up, we have Christian Cage defending the TNT Championship against Daniel Garcia, another fatherless victim for the patriarch of the patriarchy. Let's start with you. Highlight. Who would you go with it? We'll go with this as far as the outcome.
Man, I really, really want to go with my guy Daniel Garcia, but Christian is still so hot with this title. I don't see him losing it anytime soon yet. So give me Christian Cage for the win on this.
Okay. In my case, I feel like Christian Cage is also going to win with this one. It's like they're still telling the story with Adam Copeland. The only way I can see Christian losing if they do go that route is Adam Copeland returning to cost him the match, but because of following the concerto that he gave him. But at the same time, I personally wouldn't take the title off of Christian Cage anytime soon, especially since he just won it back. So I would definitely, it will be a feel-good moment for Daniel Garcia, but I just got to go with Christian Cage. What about you, Squints?
I think Garcia wins due to Edge costing Christian the match. Because I feel like Adam is more so focused on Christian himself than the title now. And the best way to get to Christian is costing him the title.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Next up, we have a tag team match: the FTR versus John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. BCC versus FTR. I'm not going to even keep it. I don't have too much interest in this match, but I'm just going to go ahead and pick the BCC to pick up the win. What about you, Squints?
I see John and Claudio winning.
Okay.
Other than, I have no reasoning other than I like them more.
Yeah. What about you, Highlight?
I guess I'll go the other way, guys, and say FTR because I don't know. I guess they would win. Yeah, I'm gonna go FTR for this one.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like this match is it's just four dudes that just want to beat the hell out of each other. It's like there's nothing much to say about it.
Mhm.
For the Women's World Championship, we got Timeless Toni Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo. Timeless Toni Storm, I should say. Excuse me. Sorry, Miss Storm. But with this one, I see Tony retaining due to some type of shenanigans. What about you, Squints?
Tony due to shenanigans.
Okay. What about you, Highlight? Do you have this and along with any thoughts that you want to add to this?
No extra thoughts. It's pretty unanimous. Tony winning due to shenanigans. I don't know if they'll run it back anytime soon because, as we know, someone's inevitably making their way soon too. So I mean, it's kind of like I don't know what this does for Deonna, but it'll be a way to keep her strong for sure. So,
like, I've been enjoying the story that they've been telling. Like, Tony is continually entertaining, and it's just a simple former friends finally clashing for the world title. That's pretty much all I got on that. As of now, we don't have any matches announced for the buy-in. They likely will announce it after Dynamite or around the time of Collision. If we do get any predictions, make sure you follow us on Twitter. I usually reach out to everybody to get their predictions if there's any matches added, and then we just add it to the final score when it's time for the show. Next up, we have a random match, in my opinion, but it's not for me. It's for the ladies. It's Meat Madness match. Wardlow versus Lance Archer versus Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm just gonna go ahead and just say Wardlow. I have no other comment. What about you, Squints?
Wardlow, because the United Kingdom needs to have something happen for them.
True. What about you? I see you are over it already. Your face is in your hand. That's how over you are.
man, yeah, this is very random. So,
I know it ain't Lance Archer.
It ain't, and as much as I want to say Powerhouse Hobbs for the heck of it, I'm just gonna say Wardlow because it's Wardlow.
Yeah, that's all we got on that. It's just Meat Madness. It is what it is. For which will likely be a co-main event for the World Heavyweight Championship triple threat match. As of now, we don't know what they're gonna do with Hangman Adam Page on Dynamite, but as of now, it'll be Samoa Joe defending against Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page in a triple threat match. And I'm gonna go ahead and say I feel like Samoa Joe should retain, so that's gonna be my pick. Because he had, outside of that match with Hook, he hasn't really had a title defense or a title reign, in my opinion. So it's like I feel like this will be a good. If as far as like, okay, we'll do a 2-part for this one. Who would he pin? I feel like I see a scenario where Hangman takes the pin to mess with Swerve to keep him from the title. He's like, okay, I can't beat Samoa Joe. I don't want you to beat Samoa Joe. So I'm going to, at the very last moment, I'm going to not kick out. When I can clearly kick out at the very last moment and have Joe retain that way. That way it can prolong Swerve's chase a little bit to get him to get, I guess you could say, to get that one-on-one match whenever they have it to finally wrap it up with Hangman. But if I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe retaining, but by pinning Hangman. What about you, Highlight?
So assuming this is still a triple threat match, I will say what you said with Samoa Joe. However, if I'm sorry to make this very complicated, I hope this is not the case, but this is just in case. If Hangman is not in this match and there is no third man to replace, and this is very much a one-on-one, give me Swerve Strickland.
Okay. So that's going to be your overall pick.
If this changes from a triple threat, yes, but as it's still being on paper a triple threat,
I'll let you do two versions.
Yeah,
that's gonna be my pick regardless, even if it's one-on-one. I feel like Joe needs a longer range, so that's gonna be my pick. So if it is a triple threat, who do you got winning? If it's still a triple threat,
if it's still a triple threat, I'll pick Samoa Joe.
Okay. What about you, Squints?
So I believe that Hangman is injured, and it's
Okay.
going to become Joe and Swerve, and then halfway through the match, Hangman's going to come out, and Swerve is going to get too distraught, focused on Hangman, and then Joe's going to end up winning. It's going to get turned into a triple threat at the pay-per-view, though, if that makes sense. So Joe.
They've done that before. I've seen wrestling do that before. So yeah, I definitely. So you go with Joe. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. And last but certainly not least, for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, Sting's final match, a tornado tag team match. Darby Allin and Sting defending the tag team titles against AEW's EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, I guess you could say EVP Bucks. They're not really that young, but the Young Bucks. This is a tricky one to predict. If I'm honest with you, like if they were to have the Young Bucks, I feel like there's two ways they can go with this. They can have the Young Bucks win by defeating Darby and then giving Sting his standing ovation to close the show, or this would be a fun match and the champs retain and then they vacate the titles when Sting retires. So I'm going to go with the latter on this one. I feel like Darby and Sting will retain, and Joe will not Joe. Excuse me. I'm looking at somebody else, and Sting eventually retires the tag team. I mean, retires and they vacate the titles, and then they have a tournament to crown new champions. So I'm going to go with Sting and Darby. What about you? Highlight.
Man, you kind of took my thought. I thought I was going to be the only one to think that, but I'm likely was going to pick Sting as well. I was initially leaning automatically towards the Matthew and Nicholas to do this, but it just kind of makes sense for them to have Sting go ahead and go out on top and basically vacate those titles, crowning new champions in tournaments that we know AEW loves to do. So give me that pick right along there with you for Sting and Darby to retain.
What about you, Squints?
I don't know. I want to say Darby and Sting, and then they do a tournament to crown new champions. I don't see them having Sting lose his retirement match.
I mean, if it was WWE, yeah. So, I mean, I'm interested either way to see how they go with this one. Chat say I'm going to cry during and after this match. We are going to get emotional. Like, we're going to pay tribute to Sting. But yeah, that concludes our preview and predictions for AEW Revolution 2024. That'll be interesting. It will be to be determined if we do a post show. We will definitely let you guys know by Saturday if we do a post show or not. So definitely keep it locked. That goes down March 5th. Is it 5th or 4th? 4th? 3rd? 3rd. It goes down March 3rd on pay-per-view. Yeah, so shout out to Sting. Shout out to AEW for allowing him to have this final match the way that he wants to. And that concludes our preview and predictions for AEW Revolution, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. But before we get up out of here, we're going to pay tribute to the icon, Sting.
Venice Beach, California. Without a doubt, the most popular athlete to ever compete. This
From the ashes of a once great man has risen a curse. This is Sting.
All right, we won't keep you guys that much longer. We just want to pay tribute to the legendary, the icon, the man, the myth, the legend, the man that they call Sting, as Tony Schiavone would like to say. But man, oh man, 40 years, 4+ decade career for Sting. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to keep it a stack. Sting, to me, I didn't find out about Sting because I didn't watch WCW growing up. My family, we watched the WWF, so I didn't see Sting in his hype. I found out about Sting through TNA when around 2008, 2009, when I was starting to drift from WWE. So seeing him go through the phases of TNA, through the phases of WWE briefly, I can always say, and even looking back on documentaries, not even just WWE documentaries, but other documentaries on Sting's time in WCW, him avoiding WWE when they first sold the company, I appreciate like what this man brought to the industry, because it's like every time that man stepped foot through the curtain and into a ring, in my opinion, he made you feel alive. He made you feel something. Whether you was screaming out on the top of your lungs like, wow, like he would, but it's just like you love and respect Sting for what he brought to the industry. How would you can talk about Sting as much as you want. Like, what was your thoughts about Sting?
Growing up, man, I always knew about Sting from basically every phase. The only version I didn't really know like that was the Surfer Sting, as they call it, because I didn't get around Sting until basically the Crow era and the NWO, Wolfpack Sting, of course. And yeah, man, shout out to my boy Akeem. I'd have to get his thoughts on how he feels about this, man, because I know he probably hasn't watched wrestling in forever, but me and him just stayed being Sting fans growing up, man, and we just loved what he did. And like you, I really appreciated what he did for TNA, because, I mean, he was pretty much a pillar for TNA. He helped carry him, Jarrett, you could say like a Ronda Truth Killings and AJ Styles, so many. But Sting was like that true center of what made TNA what it was. My favorite moment is definitely his first, the World Heavyweight title match that he won the first time as the Crow. When he first came as the Crow gimmick and defeated Hogan, for the championship that was vacant at the time. Mm-hmm. And, just how that catapulted Crow Sting from there on. And, of course, shout out, I did some Facebook, I did a little post, and so far we got some reaction from someone asked what your favorite Sting moment was. And Douglas Davis commented and said Sting's first World Heavyweight Championship win. So I'm assuming that goes back to his Surfer Sting days when he was Flair. And the only thing I'm going to say is that I really, really hate that we were robbed of the one match we always wanted, which was Sting versus Taker at a WrestleMania. And the one chance that we had to get it got wasted on Triple H. And I was like,
apparently Taker didn't want it.
Man, and that's hurtful. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty hurtful, because it would have been real nice to see. A lot of people really, really wanted that, but it is what it is. We didn't get it, so it'll always just be a 2K dream scenario or whatever else anyone else wants to do to give it. But aside from that, man, bravo to the longevity of Sting. I mean, he's going generations at this point.
One of my favorite moments was Joker Sting.
Yeah, Joker Sting was really, really cool. Shout out to the fact that he brought that back a little bit in AEW at his time. Yeah, man. He's going to be missed for sure. But at the same time, he's not going anywhere, because we're going to see him at cons, conventions. We're going to see him. Sting's iconic, man. He's going to be a little bit of everywhere. It's just as far as the in-ring side of things, we're definitely going to miss that.
Squints?
I didn't know too much about Sting because I'm younger. The first time I really remember hearing of Sting is from my stepmom and my dad, because they were big WCW fans and Attitude Era fans. But my first time seeing Sting Series 2014. And that was probably the craziest reaction I've seen live because, like, the lights went out for that split second. And in the back of my head, I'm Bernstein with my gosh, we're getting rangy.
Fix your mic briefly. Your mic is glitching a little bit. Yeah, you good. Still a little foggy. Yeah, you all good though. But yeah, Sting is while you fix your mic. Sting, yeah, that's the beauty behind us being live. Stuff always happen. Technology, like it is what it is. But yeah, Sting is like he will definitely be missed. Like highlight was saying, he will definitely be ready to go. Let's test you out.
Is this any better?
Yep, let's do it. Back what you were saying.
But being in that crowd for that, the lights went out, Crow hit, and just you could not hear yourself think. And I'll never forget, there was like a 7-year-old behind me, and he started screaming, "The Stinger, the Stinger!" And I was like, "This 7-year-old knows who Sting is. That's crazy." And I just remember like we were all leaving the arena, and then like they started selling the masks right then and there. So like the whole streets of St. Louis, just everyone wearing Sting masks. It was probably one of my favorite moments I've ever seen live, and it's by far my favorite Sting moment, just because I had that emotional connection being there with my family and just feeling the crowd just come unglued from their seats and just going crazy.
Yeah. Me and Gresh actually had a moment where we actually got to see Sting live as well. Shout out to the Dynamite that we all got to go to together.
Yeah.
Sting made that appearance, and that was actually my very first time seeing Sting live in any capacity. And so for that, I really appreciate that moment because I can now, like my brother Gresh here, I can now say that I had the opportunity. And hopefully, if they do this right, because they keep marketing this as his final Dynamite, but they're coming to Atlanta literally a week after. So hopefully we can at least have that moment. Now I did admit I forgot I did see him a second time live but this doesn't count because it was WWE and he was already kind of like retired at that point. So they just used him as a background for Ric Flair when they were building up the Batista situation, and they had him basically just out there chilling. But I'll never forget the response that State Farm Arena gave when that music hit and you heard that crow, and it was just like a eruption, So just to have seen him at least twice in my lifetime, hopefully a third, but if not, at least to have seen him twice, because I almost forgot about that moment. To have seen him twice, I'm thankful for that, for sure.
And just to close out, it's like Sting has that presence about him where it's like you appreciate, like, even if you never met him, he has this aura about him. I know we like to throw that word around, aura or presence, but he has that rare presence where it's like you have no choice but to respect him.
Mm-hmm.
You have no choice but to like the simplicity of it, of what he does in the ring, Stinger Splash or whatever. Like it's easy to fall victims. Not even, I won't even say victims because it's wrestling business. It's subjective, but it's easy to show love and respect to these toxic people who are toxic in nature, but it's very rare it's very easy to also overlook those who do things the right way. Sting, from what I see and what I'm told from older wrestling fans and even people who had the honor of meeting him now, would say he is the least problematic wrestler to ever be around. He's not all about the tribalism, the loyalty, he's loyalty to being a good person. That's what he's loyal to and loyal to do. So last thing we'll say about this Sting, I want to show you love and respect truly. There will never be another like you. Joker Sting will forever hold a place in my heart. And even though his WWE run didn't end the way that he would like, he still has some dope moments. Him teaming up with Randy briefly, him teaming with John Cena, him basically his debut. I never forget it because I knew who he was because of TNA. So to see that, I lost my mind. when he made his WWE debut. I was like, wow. I've seen you in TNA and WWE. So now you also got people out there who've seen him in NWA, WCW, TNA, WWE, and now AEW. So once again, all love and respect to Sting for truly being an icon.
Amen, brother.
Now, before we get up out of here, you know what we got to do. We usually do song of the week, where we just basically pick a theme song. Squints, you are our guest. You're gonna go last because I'm gonna give you time to find just a theme song. It don't have to be wrestling, like just your whatever song you listen to. I write it down, I upload it to social media, and I for everybody to see. But before we get yours, highlight. You got your song ready?
For sure, brother.
All right, let's hear it.
So I've been on a lot of very neo soulful vibes and a lot of soulful vibes, and there was a bunch of different routes I was gonna go for this one, but I ain't gonna lie. I was listening to this album because for some reason, after seeing her at the Super Bowl, I decided to listen to a little bit of her catalog and realized she don't get enough flowers and love these days. So I'm gonna go with Alicia Keys. How Come You Don't Call Me? Something about the soul/church vibes that it gave in the instrumentation behind it was beautifully done. So that's my song for this week.
Dope. Squints, do you got a song that you want to give to the people, and why?
Yes. J. Cole, I just seen him a couple of weeks ago. Okay. Wet Dreams, but it's the live version from his live album.
Yeah.
Just because that song I've been listening to it all week because his concert, hearing that song just, I don't know, hearing that song like from a live perspective again, it just hits.
Are you excited for his what looks to be his final album, his retirement album?
Yes, he actually previewed one song from it at the concert. He didn't say the name of it. He just started rapping and said that's gonna be on the album. Be on the lookout. So
That's what's up. And to close out, my song will be WGYG by John Splithoff. It's basically it's just something mellow, something in the pop genre just to get you up, and not really upbeat to where your heart is racing. It's just to get you, like if you're down in a slump, something to just to rock and nod your head to. And you also, if you got that sweet lady you talking to, or at least attempting to talk to, you can just listen to that and just really like think about her if she's somebody special. You know, I ain't talking about to these hood rats. I'm talking about somebody special. So yeah, that's my song of the week, WGYG by John Splithoff, and that is our song of the week, and that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. But where can we find you on social media? Let's get you up and running. Squints, where can they find you on social media? Plug your stuff. What you got going on?
Social media at your boy Squints on Twitter. You can follow the podcast at Maintenance Podcast on Twitter. I don't be posting on there much. All podcast platforms, just type in a Maintenance Podcast. Should be the first one that pops up. If not, it's just a microphone that says EST 2020. That's it. And then I have a merch site that's in my bio.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely put your links wherever we release this show. Highlight, what about you? You know the deal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As you can see right there on the scroll, if you are watching, follow your boy in all social media outlets at Highlight Life, HILT Life. If you also want to get some more continued wrestling content, make sure you follow my show as well at Life's a Botch _OTS, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter as well. We post episodes every Friday, so you can check us out, Life's a Botch. And shout out to the platform behind it as well, OTS Media Co. We're live actually right now through the OTS YouTube. So if anybody hasn't already, just hit that subscribe, notification bell, send OTS some love, and appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, sir. And you can follow yours truly at It's Gresh on Twitter, Gresh Unleashed Podcast, or Gresh Unleashed everywhere, or Gresh Unleashed Pod on YouTube. We just reached 300 subscribers over there. We appreciate you guys for hitting that number as quickly as y'all did. Let's reach 600. Let's reach 800. Let's reach 1,000 by the end of 2024. We can do it. We love and support you guys for continuing to support the content. Make sure you guys check out every episode that we've dropped recently, whether it's the Talking Ish sessions, whether it's the post show for the recent Elimination Chamber. And even you want to listen to this on demand, you can do so wherever you listen to your podcast the very next day after we go live. And with that being said, we love and appreciate you guys for your continued support. Continue to stay true to yourself and continue to stay true to everybody in your surrounding. No gossip, no drama, no BS, just straight all love and facts here at the GRESH Unleashed podcast, GRESH Films, OTS Media, a man in his podcast. Make sure you guys just show love. Everybody that you see on this show is genuine, true to themselves and try to be as good as possible. Anything else stays outside of the house, not even just at the table, but outside the house. But with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets and remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Y'all be breezy.